Okay, just
Because it's not even 16 bars. It's gonna fuck up anyway. I'm not a rapper, by the way.
I'm not a rapper.
I'm not a rapper.
Saute won't fade yours. Saute won't fade yours. I am a nightmare washing. Separate. Fuck. Hold on.
Read it right, Dick.
Hey, Chris is the one that wrote it. He should fucking write. He should fucking sing it.
I can't even read that shit. It's like fucking Sanskrit right there, dude. You know?
Hold on, because
I don't even know what fucking language is that. I think it's Hebrew.
All right. So,
I
have you heard our podcast that we start off?
No.
So we usually start fucking off, and then
Hey,
Chris
turn
always
me
goes,
down
"Are you
just a little bit
recording?
more, Dick.
Are you recording?" Okay, I'm already recording right now. So,
Also,
so it's kind of like an outtakes in the beginning, and then we go into the main
Okay.
topic.
You're-
We'll start off with a song.
Okay.
Not this one. We're gonna start with another song.
Okay.
And then we're gonna go into it. And everybody knows the hip hop one, right?
Yeah, it's
What?
okay. Welcome
Wanna adjust it
to
more?
episode 7. This is episode 7, right?
Yeah.
Welcome to episode
You're
7.
not doing that stupid song right now, are you?
Which one? The colors?
Yeah.
Nah.
Nah, we'll do it later.
So this is
We'll edit it
episode
later.
7.
Episode 7 of La Clika podcast. Hello,
Yo.
everybody.
What's up?
all right.
What's up?
Yo,
Everybody have beer?
roll
Yes,
call,
sir.
roll
Let's go.
call,
Roll call.
Okay, I am Chris, and right next to me is
Landon Lambo. And
Welcome.
thank you. And
welcome to the podcast.
I am a knight.
Let me give you some bars.
Hey, yo, I am a nightmare talking on the mic, phone coming through, and I'm going home. Zote, bring it home, Zote.
Tres flores.
All right, that was horrible, but no, I guess you could call me somebody that's very knowledgeable when it comes to music, especially hip hop, which we're gonna be talking about today.
Nice.
And
Actually, we fooled you. We're going to be talking about Mexican polka music.
let's go.
Yeah, he's also into R&B too.
Yeah.
Nice.
Very heavy on the R&B and shit. We can go disco. We can do
I wanted to do a 4-hour podcast on El DeBarge.
oh man, we can do that too. I would love that.
Yeah, we're mostly all jazz fans too and shit, dude. So
Yeah.
it's a little different. I've known these guys forever, so
Okay.
Chris and John known forever. And let's continue with the intros.
Okay, and
This is Bagho 74.
and this is Joel the Kid.
With a raspy voice.
Raspy voice.
this is Joel after a pack of Newports.
And I am Rick.
Dental plan, Lisa needs braces. Dental plan, Lisa needs braces.
That's the best one, dude.
Look at the song.
So how you like the setup, dude?
Nice.
Oh, got it right here.
So
nice.
different,
Where'd you grow up, Landon?
Long Beach. Yeah, mostly Long
Awesome.
Beach. I only
LBC.
lived in Vegas
you
for a
don't-
couple of years, but Long Beach is yeah.
Right on, right on. Can you hear me?
I lived in Long Beach
All
for
right,
a
there
while
it
too.
goes.
Yeah, our special guest is Marge Simpson.
Oh, homie. Lisa needs braces.
Okay, so moving right along, we got a special song. You know how we like to play music here. And not just any music. We got MC Boulevard, and the song is Perdóname Jefita.
Gotta fucking take a leak.
Hey, I forgive you, Chris. Te perdono.
Gracias.
Hey, Chris, ¿me perdonas?
That was the one and only MC Boulevard, featured in the documentary Lives in Hazard from American Me. MC Boulevard, now is Perdóneme Jefita.
I remember you, homie.
Orale.
That motherfucker was singing.
Yeah, fucking soul, dude.
That he has some fucking range, doesn't
Man,
he?
he did. He did.
That's a little bit of soul, but a lot of PCP. Dude.
Hey, and if you remember, he was singing, I remember you, homie, in an alley with a bunch of cholos, remember?
Yeah.
Do you think he had a teardrop on his?
Okay, I want
Oh, yeah.
I want Landon to read some of these comments on the YouTube video.
Let's go. I thank God for I thank God for Touch My Heart. I was tried getting locked up and doing drug dealing today. I got 4 years clean. I'm trying to read it the way she.
Yeah, it's all fucked up. It's all fucked up.
So don't think I can't read.
Remember, this is East LA Ebonics.
Right. I always thank God for coming in my life. I really love your music, MC. MC, God bless you, brother. And then there's
Okay, this is like Garfield High School after Jaime Escalante retired, and
This vato knows everything. Aquí mo sabe.
Hey,
Mo sabe.
hey, they learned algebra, but not fucking English, dude. Come on, give them a break.
they can't spell cat, but they can do calculus in their head.
Next. What else do they gotta say? What does little puppet gotta say?
let me see.
How,
Okay, MC Boulevard, I want to thank you for this song. Not too long ago, I was about to join a gang, but I listened to this song and it made me realize how much pain I would put my mom through if I went through
You can't read that with a straight face, man.
hey, you can't make this shit
This
up.
was for the Rola, homie.
Yeah. Thank you for Roya, homie. It's like cholo for song.
Okay.
That's what it is.
It's a roll. It's a roll
Okay.
or tape.
And for all you non-Hispanic listeners, rola means song.
Hey, which one of these are you looking at the comments of?
Perdóname, jefita. That's the one.
The top one?
Yeah.
Oh, look at wait. Dedicated to my mamita. You have two troubled daughters who are trying to change. I'm sorry. I love you. So I guess that's for her mom.
Okay. I mean, it's funny because I think this song is so comedic, and there's actually people that take it seriously, and that's what I think it's.
This is from the heart. You could tell, like they really.
Like
you know what this shit reminds me of? Fucking LA car shows back in the 90s.
Uh-huh.
Remember they used to play this shit?
Oh,
They used to
Oh
have,
yeah,
like-
they still play this
On Whittier,
Yeah. Oh yeah, cruising on Whittier Boulevard,
picking up on Hainas.
So my neighbor's brother, shout out to Mike D. He's a DJ, and he calls himself the Cholo DJ, and he plays this shit.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean like hardcore, like
Hard
like Spanish Fly and fucking
rollas.
straight gangster rolas, all of them.
And does he follow with iced tea in the back all of a sudden? Shit away.
But you know, I do notice that even the most hardcore thugs, whether it be black or Hispanic thugs, like they all have the soft spot,
Yeah.
especially when it comes to R&B music and women.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
Yeah,
so
they do.
Dude, I remember cruising down Whittier in the Hoaxster. Remember my dad's car?
Oh yeah,
With the red hood and the yellow fucking paint job?
yeah.
Dude, we used to roll deep in that shit on Whittier, pick it up on chicks, dude.
I used to cruise.
And we'll play like music like this, and then we'll pull up.
Uh-huh.
We'll fucking turn it like Slayer or something else, dude.
Okay, for those of you that don't know, Rick's father had an 83,
Sunbird.
79, son.
79 Sunbird, and the Sunbird was painted half yellow.
No, the driver's side fender was red,
Okay, the driver's side
and the hood.
and the rest of the car was yellow, right?
Yep, Boulevard Nights.
So it was forever known as the Hulk
The Hulkster.
The Hulkster.
Did it have a pearl coating on it?
The inside was white, dude.
Yeah.
Just like the championship belt.
Oh shit!
What are you gonna do when the holster runs up on you?
Oh, dude. we had the guy who was on podcast from Nema, Canonos. He used to drive it, and he's really tall, dude, and his legs always like fucking were like up on top of the fucking steering wheel, man. And he'll pull up to pick up everybody else, and he'll go, "Get him, brother."
I remember that shit.
Dude, and I had like I didn't know electronics that well. Fucking Chris always dropping shit,
I
dude.
am fucking clumsy motherfucker.
And that was your phone, huh?
That was my phone.
Good. I'm glad it was another.
But my phone is protected by the new Clika sticker we have and my OtterBox case, so I'm fine.
Like,
You'll figure a way to break it, Dick.
Oh yeah.
Did anybody ever cruise Hollywood Boulevard?
Yeah, we did in the Hulkster.
Hell yeah.
We cruised everything. We even cruised fucking Downey Boulevard between Florence and fucking
Oh, shit.
Firestone, dude.
Oh shit! I used to cruise in my bug.
Hey, surprisingly, we picked up on chicks in that
I
fucking
did.
car.
One time I
bro.
actually I used to get off the car and hop on other girls' car, man, and roll with them and meet my boys later.
that's some player shit right there.
Hey, we used to cruise down Pacific too. Remember?
Yeah.
Remember that?
Now the subculture of, I mean, like hip hop is kind of like it reminds me of punk rock, just because it has a certain aesthetic, it has a certain look to it, and it's basically surrounded by the music. And like punk rock music, it seems that hip hop has different subcultures and subgenres in the names, and it's under hip hop. Like this whole Mexican shit,
Yeah.
you know, it really seems like it's one side of it, and then you got like the mumble rap now, and you got the old school hip hop, and then you got like the jazz hip hop, like Us Three and all that other shit.
What's mumble rap?
Diggable Planet.
Diggable Planets.
Which mumble rap? Oh my god.
Should I look up some mumble rap?
It's
for you?
actually what
No,
it
no,
is.
you don't
It
have
is what it is.
I can give you a few artists.
Mambo rap.
Mumble rap.
Mambo.
I
Dun, dun, dun.
It's Ricky Ricardo rap, dude.
Babalu.
Hey, Lucy.
I thought you were gonna bust out with like that Mambo number 5.
A little bit of
Lou Bega.
God.
Lou Bega.
Louis
That was that
Makes me
dude.
wanna vomit.
But yeah, you know, it's a Lil Uzi Vert.
Little Uzi Vert.
There's Little Yachty, which is probably like the worst one out of
Oh my
everybody.
god, I can't stand that.
I don't know. There's a lot of bad rap now, and it's weird because the people who actually got skills, you know, they're not being promoted, and you know they're starting to become underground and doing, you know.
They're
I
no
don't-
radar.
you think of like Kendrick Lamar and J. Cole, and those are the ones that are, you know, actually moving units
Yeah,
now.
they got
They're not even units anymore. They, you know, they
Yeah.
do digital sales,
Yeah.
whatever.
Well, what is it? Downloads or
Yeah,
streams?
streams. So they get
YouTube
paid a-
streams.
It's crazy because they actually get paid for a certain amount of streams, and I come from the era you buy the CD,
Hell yeah.
you know, or it's
I still
crazy.
have those CDs. We talked about it back then about the fucking Columbia House. You ever fuck with Columbia House?
You get like a certain amount of CDs,
Yeah.
like a penny.
BMG.
Yeah,
The BMG era when you used to use everybody else's address.
hell yeah. Man, those were good old days, man. And you know, now it's sad because it's like now the people, you know, all your mumble rappers and it fucked up the whole game. They really fucked up the whole. They fucked up hip hop. Hip hop is.
What
I
do you
don't know if
blame
it's
it
a-
on?
Yeah, hip hop definitely is not what it used to be, man. Dude, the very first song that I heard, very first hip hop song that I heard was "Bad" by LL Cool J.
Okay.
And when that shit dropped, I was like, "Holy shit!"
Nobody can rap.
That's some old school shit right there.
And that was coming from 85-year-old Joel Marquez.
You look good for 85. You look good.
When I was your age,
Dude, tell me
I
that.
used to listen to LL Cool J
Tell me that
and
wasn't.
wear Adidas with no laces.
Tell me that wasn't a badass album.
It was
yeah.
bad. It was actually called Bad.
Yeah,
I have that tape. Yeah. I bought it at the Rodeo Swap Meet.
Hell yeah,
That's
dude.
the
That was
bad
the shit. That was the shit.
But I totally agree. But, you know, good music comes in waves. It's not consistent.
Right.
And, you know, when this mumble rap, you know, trap music is over, I know that we're going to get something spectacular coming in.
I agree. You know,
Something's coming.
and I was worried at first. I'm like, man, you know, shit can get so far gone that it'll be hard to repair. But I think there's still people hanging on. Just like R&B. I know it's hip hop, but just even trying to talk about R&B, like it's funny because since the early 2000s they've been integrating hip hop and R&B. So you have like a rapper featured on an R&B song. It's not even R&B anymore. So that's where the change came.
You know what's crazy though, that it actually there's like a full circle, because rappers, hip hop cats used to sample R&B, and all of a sudden now R&B are fucking sampling rappers.
Yeah.
Well, I mean that even started back then with Easy and Miss Chalet. I mean, that shit dropped back in that day. That collaboration, the late
'90s, or the mid to late '90s.
Yeah, early 89, 90.
Yeah, well, Miss Chalet, she was like 89, 90, 91.
Yeah.
Yeah, she had some solid shit though.
Oh, yeah. You guys seen that new documentary or that little
Dr. Dre? Is it the Dr. Dre documentary?
It's her. It's Miss Chalet talking about her story.
Oh, they have a Lifetime movie.
That one.
Fucked up Lifetime movies.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Shout out to Lifetime.
Lifetime. Fucking up. I don't know if you guys ever seen. I think maybe that was VH1. But did you guys ever see when they did Michael Jackson? They had Flex.
Master Flex?
No. Oh. Flex Alexander. He's the tall, dark skinned cat playing Michael Jackson.
Oh yeah, I did.
That was horrible.
Like, what the?
You got his name is. Oh,
it's like me playing Joe.
Right.
I think I seen it, and I think Ron Howard played the later years Michael Jackson. What the
fuck? Didn't you play Richie Valens also at one point?
So Opie from Mayberry played
Richie Valens.
Played by the later years Michael Jackson.
Hey, but even like with hip hop, you just don't have what you had back in the late 80s.
Everybody says
early
that.
90s.
We say that because that was our generation. That's the time we grew in. But you got older cats that were into like African Bambaataa and Fuckmaster Flex, and they say, "Well, it's not like that anymore." I mean, this music gives us nostalgia, but
But what I'm saying is that you don't have hip hop artists today like you did back in the day. Like, say for instance, there's nobody today that's memorable in my mind.
Kendrick Lamar.
No,
that's the only one left. Though.
I mean,
there's
here's
not
the
that
thing,
many out there.
and I'll compare it to like say guitarists. Okay, look at all the guitarists from the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. Right? I think the 90s was the last era of great fucking rock and roll music and everything that encompasses that, right? You don't have any musicians nowadays that are memorable like in those eras. And I think hip hop has gone that route too. I like what's his face? What's that dude's name again? Drake. That guy. I'm sorry, I don't give two shits about that guy. I think he sucks.
It's funny. He actually was better back in 2009, 2010 when he first came out. Like he had some punchlines and bars, but you start to get super commercialized and
and
he started singing.
Kind of like like Nicki Minaj. Her underground shit was fucking slamming. It was fucking hot.
It's that thing. Once you're forced to put out stuff, it kind of deteriorates.
I think it's
at least the quality.
But it's something that I discussed in the last podcast, where there was a time between 1996 to the mid 2000s where every single genre of music was really good. Everybody was producing quality music. I mean, you think about like we're talking about Diggable Planets.
Yeah, dude.
When they came out, and then you had Nirvana, you had all these great artists coming out all at once, and they're from different genres. Portishead,
and they all sounded different. Back then, everybody sounded different. There wasn't such thing as biting. You had to have your own style.
Yeah.
And now everybody
sounds like everybody. Every beat on the radio sounds the same.
Same.
But you still have people bobbing to it like it's a new beat. This is weird. It's almost like they force feed you music. Yeah. And you're forced to listen to it.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know, man. My opinion, a lot of hip hop artists have, and it was happening in our generation when we're growing up. All this sampling music from other, artists It just doesn't sit
But
well with me.
that's what they do. I
Well,
mean,
that was
Yeah.
that's the blueprint of hip hop though. Is sampling.
Yeah,
it started with sampling, and that's just what it is. It's like
I
it's like
mean-
having hip rock. It's like somebody saying, hey, "Man, you have to rock, okay, punk, metal, whatever." There's always a guitar. You know, you had to have the guitar. You can't have something else. You can't go acoustic with metal. So actually,
But, like,
it did
it's like-
happen, but when it started, it wasn't acoustic. And
but
that's
you
how
know,
sampling. The sampling there had to be in the beginning of rap. There was sampling. That was
like
how it
when
started.
when you have Ja Rule sampling "Strange Love" by Depeche Mode in one of his
Oh.
songs, it's like, come on, dude,
See,
really?
there's people that fuck it up.
You know?
You know,
You
there's
gotta
people
try
that
something.
use it. They
You gotta
fuck
try
it up.
something different. At
Yeah,
least.
dude. Or dude, Dr. Dre made up some sick ass beats.
Dude, I sampled
You know?
fucking.
okay,
I sampled flushing toilets when I was learning how to do music. Serious shit. Dude.
I got a riddle for Joel. What has two thumbs and is gonna see Morrissey tomorrow? This guy. Sorry, I had to say, I'm excited about it.
Nobody cares.
Nobody
dude.
cares.
Nobody fucking gives a shit.
Nobody gives a shit.
I don't know. I just think too much of it nowadays is like all auto tune and
Oh yeah.
everything's sampled, and you have to have
It's the lack.
Tony Braxton featuring, or you
Yeah,
know,
it has to be a feature.
Yeah,
Well,
Mary J. Blige featuring. It's like,
Okay, I know I'm
this
gonna.
doesn't sit well with me.
I know I'm gonna get my ass whooped by every fucking music producer, quote unquote music producer out there, but I think it's lack of education on music composition, prefabricated beats available to you in prefabricated loops, and that's why all the music sounds the same.
Well, you know what? People gonna get mad at me for this too, but the starting of the death of hip hop would probably be Fruity Loops.
Yes.
Yeah.
Everybody can make a beat.
Yeah.
And, you know,
Yeah.
at the end of the day, like there's no more super producers.
Yep.
Like, okay, there was your Timberlands, there was your Neptunes, there were your Swiss Beats,
Yeah.
there were your Dr. Dre's, and you
Yeah.
know, Rock Wilders, and there's a,
Rocks. You got the
What?
pit rocks.
Yeah, that's one thing I
Timberland.
noticed.
and
is-
nobody wants to pay their fucking rates. What was it? Neptunes was like
100,000, 150,000 a beat.
That's
Like,
crazy.
yeah, like I think they were like charging something like $30,000 a half hour
That's crazy.
or
man.
some shit like that.
but for the most part, you were almost guaranteed a hit.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Timberland came
just
out
the
with some
name.
sick ass beats,
Yeah.
man.
man, and he's
Sick.
still doing it to this
Sick.
day.
Yeah.
Still doing shit.
Sick beats,
Yeah.
man. Sick.
And it's sad to see, like, you know, the producers, like, he has an Instagram now, and you watching him using this new shit, like the machine and stuff like that. And I know it took time for him to kind of adapt and learn how to use the new stuff,
Right.
you know, but at least he's still doing it. And
Yeah.
it's just still, I think within the next year or two, he's going to have some shit out there. But please get back to super producers because
Yeah, exactly.
these,
He used to use the ASR-10 actually. He used to use the ASR-10, which was one of the tightest fucking samplers that I actually started with. It was him. If you like, Kanye used ASR-10, Muggs used ASR-10, Alchemist, Evidence. They all use that shit, man. It used to fuck with your music. Like you couldn't make music like that with something else.
yeah. And then there's
It's like
another,
the 808.
there's another piece of machinery, the SP1200.
The SP1200,
DJ Quick, Manny
yeah,
Fresh,
yeah,
all
and
them cats were using that.
the MPC 3000,
See?
the one that I use.
And see,
It's
you know,
like, that's like that's the blueprint of hip hop is those samplers. That's what started hip hop.
Yeah,
Because
but-
if it wasn't for those machines, it wouldn't be what we heard, what we started listening to.
Right.
And you know what's funny is it wasn't intended for those purposes of hip hop. It was just a drum machine so you could practice. And people use primitive tools to get to create sometimes. Just like you said, they didn't have music for rap back then, so they use samples of other music. Like you listen to the old Run DMC shit and they're sampling electric guitars.
And it was just drum machines.
And it
they
was
didn't,
just
they
drum-
didn't have a drummer to come into the studio. You know,
Yeah,
they
it was-
used what they had. You know, they had records.
But I think, you know, even like Prince was even using
Oh yeah,
drum machines back in the early 80s. And,
fuck yeah.
you know, on that 7779311, you know, the time, you know, that's sick ass shit right there. But he was using drum machines for the hi-hats. And so it's embedded in there for, you know.
For everybody to listen to, and they actually adapted from it. I mean,
Yeah.
hip hop influenced a lot of genres actually. You know, it just the gear alone, there wouldn't be that much house music because they use the same fucking instruments. I mean, you had the SP1200, that was like the machine to use back in the 80s.
The
And
Moog.
the Moog. You had the fucking the MP60 came out. That blew everybody away too. So it evolved from that to other sampling machines. The ASR-10 came out. You had the Roland, the 808 also was one of the big, and that was actually not just hip hop. It had house. Everybody used that fucking machine right there. You know, back Arabian Prince, Egyptian Lover used an 808.
Yeah, right.
Everybody. I mean, fucking Wrecking Crew, it wouldn't have been without that shit right there.
Right.
Because I mean, they wanted people to bump their music in their cars, and they didn't want that. They wanted that boom.
That bass. That's
And
sub.
The 909.
Nothing but like 808, 909. Nothing bumps like that.
Hell no, you can't duplicate it. They try to duplicate it on Fruity Loops.
Damn it.
It doesn't.
I'm
work.
not gonna lie. I had Fruity Loops back when I was in 9th grade, but you evolved. But
Yeah.
they actually made Fruity Loops something that people use, and I remember at one point in time you kind of be ashamed to use Fruity Loops. Like, what do you use to make your beats? Everybody use Reason, but like I got Fruity Loops
Because it was free.
Yeah, it was free. Especially find a good crack version too.
Did anybody have Parappa the Rapper?
I had that PlayStation. I had that.
Hey, what was that other? Remember, there was another PlayStation Pro you can make your own music.
Yeah, it's MTV.
I still remember
MTV
that
Music
song.
Creator.
Yeah.
Remember we used that fucking around?
Yeah.
I still remember that rap song from Parappa the Rapper.
You know it. Say
How
it.
it go?
Say it.
How does it remember?
It goes, kick, punch, it's all in the mind. If you want to test me, I'm sure you'll find that the things I'll teach you, I'll show to beat you. Nevertheless, you get admission for teaching. Now kick, punch,
Wow.
punch.
Wow.
You really remember that?
Shout out.
I can't believe you remember that. Good.
Parappa the old rapper.
Props to that. 'cause I would've-
Parappa the Rapper, sing by MC Marge Simpson.
Hey, but we got a new sponsor.
We always our sponsor.
Sucrets. And Halls.
And even,
Ricola.
and what's crazy is that even R&B used all those instruments because
Oh,
hip hop
yeah.
producers were actually producing R&B cats.
Did
Like
you ever
fucking
see that?
Look at R. Kelly,
Yeah.
Teddy Riley. Teddy Riley was using that shit.
Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis was talking
Yeah.
about using the drum machines, and they were 100% drum machines, no drummers in the sessions. And,
You didn't need them.
yeah.
You didn't need them because it's hip hop has a very humbling beginning with their instruments. You didn't. It was just a cat with a couple $100 that, or maybe somebody borrowed some money to buy that drum machine because they were like, shit, we need to make music, man. You know how to rap? Yeah. All right, fuck it. Look, I'm gonna grab this fucking machine. I'm gonna sample my shit. I got a shitload of records. They found out how to sample and how to sequence, how to put all that shit together.
Make a new song from
Make a new song, loop that bitch, and all you have to do is loop it. And fools are like, fuck it, it's on. You got bars, boom, there it is. They had a little 4-track, they added that shit to it, done. That's all they needed. They didn't have to have a bass. They didn't have to call some, hey man, you know how to play the drums? No, they didn't need that. That's all they needed. It's a fucking drum
Everything
machine.
was right there. It was
Yeah.
all laid out very simply.
It's like
At
right
the
here, right here in
fingertips.
this room. You know what I'm saying? That's all they needed.
know-
They didn't need a big fucking studio.
You got to think about it. Like, imagine being there within, in that time frame where shit was still fresh and new. You're not jaded by it. No one's corrupted, by what we got now. It's just everything's new. I couldn't imagine being a producer, with an SP1200 back in 1990 when you still can create something new, a new sound. I feel like everything's almost been done already. So that's why everybody's fucking around and regurgitating old shit. You'll take people who's taking a Tony track, like Ty Dolla $ign got a song out, and they're sampling Tony, and then this is like the third time I've heard the same song being sampled. And it's just like, oh yeah.
He started sampling some Mexican music, dude.
You know what?
Yeah, there is.
Is there?
MC Boulevard right here.
Oh yeah.
I remember.
I remember you, homie.
Yeah,
But,
there's people that actually sample like Tigres del Norte and Bukis
Yeah.
and all that. Actually, I done too. So I know a lot of producers that use it, and they chop it to where you can't even recognize it sometimes.
Yeah, 'cause I used to walk around recording like just different sounds on the street, dude. Fucking bus taking off, shit like that. And I'll take out fucking mids and put reverb on it and compress it and make it into an actual fucking like a drum beat, dude. And
Rick used to fucking sample himself taking a shit.
I did.
It was like it was
and that would sound better than most of the shit out today.
I bet you it does.
What do you call that one? That one's called elote.
Hey, you know what? There's one thing I do want to mention though. Like being a black man, and then growing up around a lot of Hispanic people. It's amazing to me how close, as far as music goes, how close everything is tightly knit. We were just talking about the gangsters. There's another name for them.
Cholo.
It's like Cholo. It's like all the oldies.
Yeah.
You have your I do love. That's black people and Hispanic people it ties us together. Like Art LeBeau, motherfucking Art LeBeau ties us together.
Yeah.
Like, cause
Motherfucking Huggy Boy.
no, but like you really think about the same music that I listen to, all them oldies like sitting, like all that
High
shit,
C,
like
remember
High C, yep.
Delphonics.
Yeah, man, all of that, like one, two, one, key, all that shit.
Yep.
Natural High,
Yeah.
like
Yeah, Bloodstone.
Bloodstone,
Yeah.
Because
ties all of us together. It's crazy because
Perdóname,
Chicano-
jefita.
it's like I don't know. I was talking about it with some people at the job. So it's amazing how that ties us all together because I can sit up there and listen to the same shit, and have the same feel, same emotion towards the same music.
It's some shit that we all heard in the hood.
Yeah,
You know,
Hell
we
yeah.
all had the same
Some
records.
form or another,
Word.
you heard it.
We all had the
Word.
same records, man. My next door neighbor used to have the same records my uncle had. You know, different races, and we all just mended together somehow. We all related, man, no matter what, and we all grew up in the same era, and then we found hip hop.
It's because
We used those samples. You know, we like fuck it, let's use those samples
Yeah.
and make hip hop, and it just evolved.
music is a great equalizer. You become friends with somebody because they like the same music, you know, and then you get that bond, and you get to these big gatherings. Either it's like a picnic or a concert or like somebody like a dance, whatever extravaganza, and you get people together. You go with certain girls because they like the same music. You know, you go with certain guys you like because they like the same music. It's a really big equalizer. It's like an even playing field. You know,
yeah.
your job or your skills don't matter at the moment because of this music.
Well, like me and you when we met,
Yeah,
we did the completely different things. But when we found out you were like music and you liked all this shit, we're like, oh fuck, what's up? Like this is why we're sitting here right now.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for us liking music.
yeah. I think it was like Portis said they got us together.
Yeah,
Something like that.
and
We're talking about trip hop.
And I introduced this cat to Theory Corporation.
Yes,
And he didn't know who they were, and I'm like, hey, listen to this shit. It's like hip hop instrumental shit, but you know, it's just straight instrumental. It's
Yeah.
not hip hop, you know, like straight hardcore shit with raps and shit, but it's the instrumental, but it's all instrumental. It's kind of like funk, jazz shit,
Right.
It's
like electronica shit. So it just mended together.
it makes hip hop, lounge, Jamaican music, and I'm not talking reggae, like island music,
Yeah.
and then all these other genres. And there was like a British guy and a Colombian guy making all this music.
Yeah,
And like I said, those are two different cultures right there.
yeah. They had
One
bossa nova in that bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did a lot of bossa nova with that.
Okay.
And it's just like a web that made this beautiful palette.
And that was around the
Yeah.
2000s when all that happened.
Yeah,
There's a lot of groups coming around just doing instrumentals.
like great crossovers, like Stereo MC's DJ Kicks album.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You know, just great shit.
DJ. Oh yeah.
Just say stereo MCs. Like,
Stereo MCs. If I made a top 100 list, Stereo MCs, the DJ Kicks would fucking right in the middle.
What about Nightmares on Wax?
Nightmares on Wax.
Yeah, those are like that era where it was a lot of shit, and then from that happened.
The Future Zombie.
Actually, a lot of what was influenced by DJ Shadows
Yeah.
introducing.
Yeah, DJ Shadow's introducing, but before him, there was the Future Sound of Jazz
Yeah.
Volume 2.
Yeah,
You know,
and Future Sound of London.
the Future Sound of London. Yeah.
There's a lot of that era coming.
See-
It was a mixture of hip hop. Like hip hop is like a tree, man. Like it
branches out.
branches on so many genres, man.
And it just touches, and that's where the equalizer is. I mean, there's a common root is hip hop. Just like how we're talking about jazz. Jazz is like the blueprint of everything.
Oh yeah.
If it wasn't for jazz, it wouldn't be fucking Black Sabbath.
No.
And if it wasn't for jazz, it wouldn't be hip hop.
From all the samples.
Like jazz, like legitimately is the only music made in America.
Yeah. Is it? Yeah, it is.
Even
Yeah.
fucking rock and roll came from Canada, and country music came from wherever the fuck knows. But it wasn't American music.
No, yeah, so
Jazz is the only American
New
music.
Orleans, the Congo Square.
Like even hip hop started somewhere else.
Well, there's a little.
You know,
there's a debate about that. There's a debate about it.
It's
Yeah.
a debate. It's a debate.
It's like something we could talk for like 4 hours about just that.
Luckily,
So-
we're on a podcast that we
So
can
who
do
actually wrote the first rap song?
that. Blondie.
It was Blondie, right?
Well, would they be the
Nah,
first
man, come on.
mainstream
Rap-
rap?
Rapture. Rapture.
It's Rapture.
Well, no.
That was credit.
No,
I think
don't
it-
agree
I think
with that.
it's
no. There
who
was
it
there was
is.
rap. There
Well,
was
yeah,
rap.
the Sugar
Rap
Hill Gang.
Rap started like in early
Yeah,
70s,
well, like,
71,
yeah.
73. There was tapes out that
But
nobody.
what year did
Blondie-
Rapture come out?
I think
Blondie was the
Blondie's
70s.
been around since the 70s.
Yeah, I think Rapture came out in 81.
Yeah, yeah.
But then Sugar Hill Gang came out 79.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
before. Well,
look it
everybody always talks about Sugar Hill Gang '79.
Wikipedia.
I was more into the old shit, the Cold Crush 4 and all that shit.
Okay.
There was tapes out there in the 70s.
There were. I
73,
seen the special.
74, 75. There's a lot of hip hop, but it never made it to there because record companies didn't believe in that shit, man. It was seriously underground. People were just passing tapes. You know, you got the Furious 5 and all those actually doing tapes. And then when Sugar Hill came out, a lot of people hated it because it wasn't really hip hop. You know, it was hip hop, but it wasn't the hip hop that was already out because it was more hardcore, drums, low, like rappers. I mean, they straight bit the rap from Kaz. You know what I'm saying? They straight bit that fool's rap on fucking Sugar Hill Gang, man.
Mm-hmm.
And Kaz has been around for the longest time before that shit came out.
Okay, where do you think hip hop started?
Where I believe it could start in New York.
I believe too.
It has to be. There was so many roots from the Bronx, man.
Now let me ask you something. What came first, hip hop or rap?
Hip hop is pretty much evolves from just the genre from graffiti. Graffiti was before. Actually, no, it was around the same time, early '70s. People were already bombing on the bus on the subways in New York, early '70s, actually late '60s. So you had those guys doing graffiti. You had Africa Bambaataa fucking playing shows. You had Kool Herc doing shit.
Yeah, but these are like underground shows too, like little flyers they'll give out and people go to these little parties.
So there was all these people.
Block parties on the tenements.
Yeah, there was people back then doing that in the beginning already before the word even hip hop came out. So the whole hip hop thing was because of the disco part. There was like clubs, right? There was clubs out there in Manhattan and all those places, the high end spots. And they used to say they didn't allow kids that used to breakdance in there. So they used to be like, go out there, go get out here and go to the hippity hip hop shit. Hippity hip, hippity hip, go do a hippity hip. So then from there, they were like, it became hip hop.
Yeah, and it's funny how disco funded the start of like legit hip hop because there was a lady named Sylvia and she sung a song about like the Pillow Talk song and it was a hit in the 70s.
Yeah.
And it was her money that, you know, she founded Sugar Hill Gang, you know, and she was looking for rappers and I guess word got out and she knew that shit was going on in, you know, in the streets.
Banked on it.
Yeah, and in the hood in New York and found a way to make money from it. And from there, it really grew. But it really started from her and her disco, you know, money. So it's funny.
Hey, whatever happened to Tongue Twister?
Like Twister?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, the Tongue Twister. Yeah. Tongue Twister. Tongue Twister.
There's a lot of people.
Remember that one, dude?
I'm just like, what?
No,
I got lost.
No. I'm thinking about like it just kind of popped in my head, but I had a conversation today too about like the top. I'll go back to that. I want to see about the Blondie shit.
Okay. Forget about the Blondie shit. What I know about rap was an old '60s term, and it meant to talk.
Yeah, just a talk. Yeah,
Yeah.
rapping to that girl.
So
It still means
it started
to talk.
in the. Actually,
Yeah,
there,
I know,
there
but
was,
that was like
there was jazz singers that
a
actually
60
said rap shit. Like there was out there. There were people rapping,
More
but it wasn't
poetic.
hip hop. It wasn't like the term hip hop came in the '70s though. But there was already rapping.
Yeah, they were spitting bars back then. Yeah.
There's guys who are DJs or, you know, on the radio stations that, you know, hosted shows and they had their little gimmick. Hey, we're going down to the station and come through, see this chick and we're going to go get this flick and blah, blah, blah. You know, and like that's them talking.
Even Louis Armstrong was fucking rapping.
Yeah.
You know, there was people, he was actually saying rhymes.
And then
Muhammad Ali was fucking saying
it rhymes, yep. And even the bebop, you know,
the
bebop,
bebop era.
beat up,
Oh, hell
yeah. Scatting, you know, scat can mean so many different things now.
But
Shit,
the
dude.
actual culture.
I'm gonna scat on your back.
This
I believe
podcast
the
is now
actual-
NC-17.
But I believe like the whole culture started in the 70s because there was everything. I mean, there was already graffiti already in the buses. I mean, in the subways. There was already b-boys. There was already people breakdancing. There's already people rapping. There's already people DJing. So when they all got together, they created that scene. They created it in the parks. You know, Kool Herc is pretty much the godfather, man. That's who started.
So let's clear it up. Rap is music.
No.
No. I'm
Oh,
just saying.
you mean the part of it?
Okay, rap is music. Yeah. Hip hop is the culture.
Yeah.
It's the b-boys.
Yeah.
It's the graffiti. It's the music. It's everything all into one package.
So 4 elements.
Yeah.
That's why the Blondie thing. I'm not like
not
the
to
Blondie
educate,
thing.
but for my own understanding of it.
Blondie was just pretty much a girl that was hanging around Fat Five Freddy.
Yeah.
And then she came around and
It's
said,
mentioned
you know
in
what?
the song.
Yeah, she kicked it with them. Because, see, what happened was Africa Bambaataa used to go to Manhattan and spin his shit. And then they were like, who is this fool? Oh, shit, this fool's playing some dope shit. Blondie was around that era. So then she got influenced by it. So when she made her album, she made it with that and started rapping to it. But she was just the one that got lucky, who had a deal and said, I'm going to fuck with it.
Yeah.
And she made it.
Yeah.
But it was already around.
It's still, to me, in my mind, the dumbest fucking lyrics I've ever heard on a song.
You know, Tina Marie actually rapped in the song too, and she actually spit. She wasn't the only white girl. But
Did she get scat on?
I think Rick James did it. So.
If anybody would do it, it'd be Rick James.
Dude,
Before Kelly.
dude, I learned my my rap and hip hop history from that show, the Get Down.
Oh.
That was pretty fucking tight. Yeah, and everything
they
you have
got
to say
pretty
about
close.
disco, yeah, it made sense. You know,
It makes sense. Yeah.
You need to get downstairs and leave the podcast.
It actually was pretty close. It got pretty close to it, man. It is.
it was good. It actually got me really interested
Yeah.
in it, dude. I
It-
mean,
it
before
did.
I just like my knowledge was fucking the Fat Boys and that's it. What's the last hip hop CDs you guys bought or music?
I actually spent money on. Damn.
The Marshall Mathers EP.
Good Kid, Mad City, Kendrick Lamar is the last one I bought.
You know where I bought mine, man? At Goodwill. I bought the Jay-Z, the Blueprint was at a Goodwill.
Oh yeah.
About 2 months ago. I was in there. The only time I go to Goodwill is to buy music. I go and look for records. And I figured, fuck, let me go see what they have in the CD section. And they had the Blueprint. So I bought it for what, $2?
Yeah.
I came up.
Yeah.
The last 2 CDs I bought at Amoeba because, you know, it's more or less one of the spots that you can just,
Hell
you know,
yeah.
find some vintage shit.
A lot of shit.
Recently, too, I picked them up. MC Shy D, Gotta Be Tough, and Dana Dane.
Wow.
Yeah.
What?
I picked that shit up.
Dana
Dane.
Yeah.
Remember rapper Dana Dane with
Wow,
fine.
that's a classic right there.
Yeah.
That was.
I just bought the new Wu-Tang, dude.
Ooh.
It's pretty fucking bad.
Oh
I've
yeah,
been-
yeah.
dude,
that
I'm
is
about to,
good.
I'm about to
badass,
go
yeah.
buy that real quick. Yeah, I gotta go this week.
I always said that the West Coast rap, you know, and when they divided it back in the 90s, I said the West Coast has the beats, but the fucking East Coast had the bars. They had the lyrics.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the thing is like, okay, even just boil it down to that argument that Tupac and the Biggie, you know, argument, you know, it's weird to me because Tupac put out a lot more records than Biggie did, but the little small amount that Biggie put out, man, his wordplay, his delivery. But then again, Tupac has so many different layers. It's hard to really compare the two, in my opinion.
You absolutely can't. You can't compare Tupac to Biggie. That's like comparing Coca-Cola to battery acid. You know?
I don't think there's a better. They're both great on their respective levels, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. I like the Give Me the Loot. That's one of my
Yeah, give it a loop. Yeah.
yeah. That's one of my favorite Biggie songs, and like Tupac, he was just a different beast. I mean, like you can't compare Tupac to anyone.
Yeah, you know, there's some people that get out there and they create their own lane. You know, everybody's on the 105 and they hop on the 91 and, you know, create their own lane. And then just to talk of the top 5 is really hard because to me it's hard because there's mainstream top 5. There's your underground top 5. You know, you can't mix mainstream. I can't put Ludacris in the same, you know.
Rakim.
Yeah, it's really hard.
Yeah,
you know what I mean
you
to do that. You know, so
Which I think one of my top 5s is Rakim. One of my top 5. It is Rakim. It's got to be on that level. There's nobody that could touch that.
One of my top 5s is Eric Sermon.
Okay.
EPMD was my shit too, man.
right.
Pete Rock.
Man. Oh, yeah. See,
You know, I'm gonna go a little like left. I'm gonna go Andre 3000.
Ooh. Okay.
His-
Okay.
his-
You got,
Hey,
you
what
got
about-
me there. You got me there.
Speaker Box, Love Below is one of my fucking favorite albums.
AT Aliens was my favorite. album.
ATL. I like Stank on You too.
Oh, okay.
Stank on You.
I gotta
What
give it
about,
out to
I
MC
like-
Boulevard.
What my favorite part about Speaker Box and Love Below is they're 2 separate albums,
Most definitely.
and they sounded completely different from each other.
And they had different. Every album was different.
Yeah.
They had
Did
a
you see that-
concept. They had a concept every time they made one, man.
Did you see that documentary on like the whole Atlanta sound?
The organized noise.
Oh,
Yeah.
I did.
Oh, I
Yeah,
loved
that
it.
shit
loved
is
it.
nice.
Yeah.
That shit.
They were in that fucking basement of a fucking house,
Yeah.
and they were just making music.
the shit. They-
And
That's-
people that live in that basement
Hell
and
yeah.
is cranking out, that's when they had the, I don't know if they had SP 1200, but they had something where
Yeah.
they're making beats on.
the MP.
Yeah.
The
I think it was MP. I don't know.
Yeah.
could be
I think it
wrong,
was
but
an
I think it was
MPC
MP, yeah.
2000.
Probably.
Yeah, it was something fucking very primitive.
Yeah.
But they were making such great music.
And like I said, all you needed was that. All you needed was a box, a fucking MP. That's all you needed, or SP 1200. You could do so much shit with that, man.
in a
it's
fucking
amazing.
$20 Casio keyboard.
All you need, seriously,
Yep.
all
For
you
little
need is
melodies.
records. All you need is records and the SP or MP,
Yeah.
and you can make hits. And that's what Dr. Dre did.
Yeah.
That's all he did. Yeah, every hip hop producer. That's all. You got the premieres. You got the premieres. You got the Pete Rocks. You got the Marley Marr out there. Those motherfuckers. All they had is a fucking box, man. It's fucking SP 1200 or an MP, and classics came out of there, man.
And you thinking about like sampling, you think about Jay Dilla too.
Oh man,
Him and his
dude,
samples.
that's one of my top.
Yeah, producers. Yeah.
Yeah.
What separates Dr. Dre and even like young Dr. Dre from these producers coming out here, like the producers of like Little Uzi Vert or Little Yachty, is Dr. Dre was a bona fide, music lover.
Mm-hmm.
He loved music.
Roy Ayers and all them.
Yeah.
He likes. He loved everything.
He's an
Roy
encyclopedia of musical knowledge.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's what happens when you spin records, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like,
He knew his shit. He
Yeah.
knew what was
Yeah.
good. He knew what
there's
sold. He knew what was gonna hit the
there's
streets.
people out there that, okay, I do this for fun. I do this for fucking SoundCloud likes.
Mm-hmm.
And there's people out there that I do for music. Like, I love music more. I love pussy kind of fucking a vibe,
Mm-hmm.
Like, they can't think of anything else but to do. They can't go to sleep until they laid that beat down, until they spit those bars.
Yeah. He was
And
dedicated.
when you get to like these new trap music artists, and I'm not, you know what?
Go back to that trap. Shit,
Go
man.
back to that. Hey, I know it's your favorite subject. I know it's your
Not-
favorite subject.
This guys, he's
But-
lying.
But
He's lying.
going back to that,
Only thing I can remember.
it
trap,
seems like, okay, maybe it's my generation, because I grew up punk rock, and I grew up grindcore, and with that, like, we didn't think about being famous. We didn't. It wasn't an option. It wasn't an option getting a record deal, because this wasn't the music that was played on the radio. Like, you had to go out there to a backyard and fucking 18th Street fucking neighborhoods. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you went out there and you fucking played your fucking ass off. And there's a good chance by going to your car, you're going to get your ass kicked. There was like a 90% chance that was going to happen. And that's the kind of love that, that of music that I possess. And that's what I saw in Dr. Dre's music. And that's what I saw in all the music that came out of the 90s, all the hip hop. You could tell when a quality product comes out. You could tell when love is being put into something.
It's mixed different,
Yeah, it has more passion, and it doesn't have to have. It could be a simple beat, And with this new music, it's like music for SoundCloud likes.
But back
And
then,
it's not music
there
for
was,
love.
There was more soul in music back then. Man.
Yeah,
yeah.
Like
But
you had
why?
the bass lines. Now you just had a bass drum. That's all you
I-
hear.
I
It's a
don't
bass
I don't
drum and a
understand why.
fucking snare. Boom. Ka. That's it. And
Yeah.
that's all you hear now. Back then, man, people actually looked for samples that would hit the fucker's heart.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like, people were battling to see who came up with the most rarest fucking song sample. People used to spend thousands of dollars on a fucking record. Very obscure shit that nobody has heard.
yeah.
And they knew that when they fucking mixed it and sampled it and threw it together, people were gonna fucking dig it. And that's what Pete Rock did.
Yeah.
Premier, Jay Dilla. He had the most obscure samples, man, that nobody fucking knew about, and he made those fuckers classics.
He dug deep in them crates.
Yeah.
Like there's like crate
Thousands.
diggers, but he dug deep. And
Yeah.
like my mom would play certain songs that, let's just say Anita Baker, right? My mom would play some stuff off of Anita Baker album. It wouldn't even be the lead single. It wouldn't even be your secondary single.
It's
It'd
like
be
a deep track.
The
yeah,
B-side.
Yeah, it wouldn't even be. It'll be like a track that's like somewhere hidden, or some. It's just, man, I don't know. It's
Yeah.
people, man, are just crate diggers, and they can really dig and find shit, even if it's the smallest sound, even if it's a.
And I do that too, man. I actually go out and dig. I'm one of those guys, man.
Okay.
I'm a digger. I'm actually out there in the middle of the fucking day when I could be at home watching TV or doing other shit. I'm out there digging, going to record stores, digging for that rare album that nobody has ever heard. Sometimes I buy it off the album cover, and I go home, I play it, and I hear the craziest sample, and I just sample it. And that's the kind of shit that back in the 90s, that's the fools I used to do. You know, you got the P-Rocks out there and you got Muggs from Cypress Hill that used to do that shit.
Yeah.
You know, you got a lot of producers in the 90s that was their hunt to find that rare sample
Right.
that made the hits. That
obscure.
Yeah, like Large Professor was known. You know, he was one
Oh,
of
yeah.
them.
How many hours of music you have to listen to find that one aha shit?
Yeah.
And you can't just like fucking fast forward shit. You have to listen to the whole fucking song.
The whole album.
The whole album.
You have sometimes like 15, 16 songs that you have to hear the whole thing detail. I mean, even to like the crazy little guitar riff.
Yeah.
And you could sample that and make it a hit. And it's
Who's the best at sampling, you think?
Ooh, that's a good question. That is a good question.
That's a matter of taste.
yeah.
Like for me, it's always been Cypress Hill, dude. I've always liked their shit.
Muggs.
Yeah.
Muggs, actually, you know, it's funny that the first album, all he had was 18 records.
No shit.
That's all he had. And he made a fucking classic record. And he said now that he has so many thousands and thousands of fucking records, he can make.
It's like my first song with him is How I Kill a Man.
Oh, yeah.
That's like, dude, for me, that's fucking it, dude.
You remember we
I
were
love
talking over the phone about Muggs, Tricky, and Grease?
Yes.
That album, Juxtapose?
Mm-hmm.
Great fucking album. Great album. I don't know. Are you hip with Tricky?
No.
Tricky is like, I wouldn't call him a rap artist, but
He's trip hop.
He's definitely in that trip hop community, and he was involved with Portishead.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know a person.
He was involved with a group called Nearly God, and I don't know. I think England in Europe over there, Great Britain, they have hip hop on a pedestal over there.
Yeah, they're different over there.
And they do things differently.
America fucking shit up. Man.
I think over there, it's not like they appreciate it more. They look at it different and they create.
They come up with their own versions.
Yeah, they actually take pride in it like we do, but in a different way, man.
Yeah.
You know, from Rick was saying that, I've heard him talk about that. He says that he's been to concerts out there, and they're so different than the ones in America.
They appreciate their shit way more.
Yeah. They I don't know. I want to go to Europe just for that reason.
You know what? I think they hold more stock in the music.
Hey, when you go to Europe, bro, and you go to Germany, bring back some Schneeberg.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Landon,
we gotta have Landon try it, man.
Landon has to
cannot
do
leave.
Schneeberg. You can't leave without doing Schneeberg.
What is that?
Oh,
Uh-oh.
yeah, we'll tell you right now.
Rick, can you bring up the Rick? Can you bring up the Schneeberg, please? It's on the table downstairs.
Yeah, we everybody did it. Everybody does it. I did it. I didn't want to the first time, and then when I did it,
Okay, brief description of Schneeberg. Schneeberg, it's a white powder that you snort like cocaine. Okay, but it's not cocaine. It's like some of it.
it's mint.
It's like a powdered sugar with menthol.
What is it used for normally?
Okay, so according to Rick, our producer over here, it's used to
Oh, really?
Yeah, it makes you talk more too.
yeah, it makes you talk more.
Yeah,
AKA cocaine.
Yeah.
it's a
But there's
synthetic cocaine.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
And so is Schneeberg. But there's absolutely no narcotic in it.
Yeah, Schneeberg is not a drug.
It's
It's just
It's a powder that you
it's
snort.
like snuff, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't call it snuff, but it's definitely.
It is snuff.
Is it
It's
snuff?
snuff. Yeah, it's snuff. I looked it up when I found out when you guys brought it. I'm like, I gotta look this shit up. And the
Yeah,
first thing that said is snuff.
Because Bagho's afraid to try it the first day he was here.
Yeah, I didn't do it.
He didn't
But then
do it.
so I told so many people about it, and they all asked me, "Did you do it?" I said, "Nah." They're like, "Well," I said, "Fuck it, let me try it now."
Let me just look at it really quick.
No, the googly eyes are not original.
Let me see.
See, look. It's always fucking full, man. It's always
He has toneladas in the garage of this
Yeah,
shit.
it smells like toothpaste.
It's powdered sugar and the menthol. That's it.
Okay.
So when I was in Germany, we were all drunk.
Oh, he's actually doing it. Oh shit.
No, I don't fuck around.
Wait, talk about though. He put it like on the. If you guys see this shit.
Here, let me show you.
Hey, the first time I fucking seen this fool, I thought he was doing coke, and I came here like, what the fuck are they doing, man?
White.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, dude,
Bass.
I thought this fool straight turned cokehead. I'm like, what the fuck? These fools straight turned cokehead. What the fuck happened?
Bird.
Next thing you know, they're like telling me it's knee rock.
Visions, dreams, and passion.
Wait, this is so crazy.
Something of a phenomenon, baby.
Baby. Hey,
I love that.
Is it me or he hit that baby hard as fuck?
Hell yeah, baby.
Yeah.
The engineer was like, yo, chill, man.
It's like,
We got to put that part down.
okay. He's like, yeah, that was great, but can we get another baby from you?
Just punch it in.
Baby.
You know that's a sample, right?
No, from
Yeah,
what?
that's an original. I forgot the actual original, but that's an actual sample. So there we go again. The originality behind hip hop is, there's a debate about being original. You know what I'm saying? Like there's being original in hip hop but hip hop actually always sampling from somebody else, and that's what makes hip hop though.
But that's what make it. I mean, hip hop itself is an original genre.
Yeah, it's an original genre. I mean, it started in New York. I mean, and it was evolved from straight cats that were hungry
Not
to
the
be
stray
out
cats.
there. They were hungry to be out there in the fucking. They wanted to be heard, man.
Like
They wanted to be heard out there, so they had lyrics. They had things to say, man. And there was rappers. There was people battling.
Joel,
in the streets.
give me a beat. Give me a beat. I don't mind chasing mice around. Okay, that's enough. Looking to the alley, looking for a fight. Singing the blues while the lady cats cry. Yeah.
You can't get more hip hop than that, right?
Good times, good times.
See, that's another element that hip hop actually invented is a beatboxing. Man. Actually, no, it came from jazz, but hip hop actually evolved more from it. That whole beatbox.
I think hip hop made
Fat
its own.
Boys,
Yeah,
Fat Boys. I mean, they had a whole song on beatboxing. Fucking
It's-
Dougie Fresh. Had
it's
a whole
definitely
song.
a derivative of scat,
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like
but
the whole,
it's not. It's not. Yeah, I don't think they took it from. Yeah, like Louis Armstrong's.
Yeah, he did a lot of scat. That's pretty much what he did throughout his whole career.
Just like how the MPC and everything, it was out of necessity.
Yeah. Yeah,
It was something they needed to do so they could spit bars over, so somebody would mimic a drum machine.
Yeah.
That's how that evolved.
Yeah. No, yeah, I did. I did. When we talked about beating on the fucking desk. That was our first drum machine right there.
With the pencil.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Those were the fun days right there.
So we got actual bona fide drummer in the house.
Yeah. Hip hop, hip it.
Maybe don't stop.
It's funny if you even thinking about like how they used to rap back then in their delivery. Broken glass everywhere. People pissing on the stage. They just don't care.
Yeah. It evolved from what it is now, which is mumble rap.
I think Rakim is the reason why it evolved the way it did.
Yeah, he had different cadences.
The way he started, started to switch the shit around and.
Rakim was the wave that broke the rock.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And they said it. They've actually been documented, and they say that he's the one that changed a lot. And Big Daddy Kane was another one too that actually changed the way people heard. And because people before were doing that too, you know what I'm saying? All of a sudden, Big Daddy Kane, and therefore you started ripping it.
Yeah.
And then you got fucking fucking what's his name? Shaggy.
Mr. Boombastic.
Oh, you got the white angle?
Fucking Shaggy.
I'm the real gangster.
I don't like that fucking.
Excuse me, Mr. Officer.
Still looking like that.
That fucking guy or fucking Chubba. Fucking Shabba.
Fucking
Ranks.
Shabba. Shabba.
She caught me in the living room.
Chubba.
You know what? I am a huge reggae fan. You know, ska, dub. Like, I'm just big on that. I'm big on that. You know, and skinhead reggae, all that fucking Jamaican music. You miss me with Shaggy. I'm fucking sorry. You fucking
You know
miss
what?
me.
Honestly, all of Shaggy's music, the only song that I remember liking when I was younger was Boombastic. Because it had a little Marvin Gaye sample.
Yeah.
You know, and it was yeah, and it's just it really is though. I didn't even say shit. That's fucked up. But I didn't say shit.
I just thought it was great hair.
It's the core, you know.
I was just like coked out, just like
No, there's no narcotics here. It's just snuff.
What was Landon? What was like one of your first experiences in hip hop, like, that made you just want to love it and just grow with it?
You know what? I'm not even gonna lie to you. The first hip hop. Okay, of course, you know, I remember like LL Cool J, Around the Way Girl, when I was younger. I like that song a lot, but hip hop really took a hold of me, I say, in 99 when I bought Juvenile's first CD. I know that's weird. It made, you know, it's not even like that much hip hop like that. It's not like your typical, you know, Manny
Ladies
Fresh.
and gentlemen, you can't see me, but my eyes are rolling.
No. Well, I'm more, for me, like, so I'm 30. So back in
Dirty 30.
Dirty 30. Back
Yeah,
in,
that was your era.
yeah, so hearing,
Put some glasses on and you're nerdy 30.
you know, hearing like Juvenile and stuff like that, and Manny Fresh's beats, I think that's what kind of captivated me more than anything. And
T.I., were you a T.I. fan too?
and hell yeah, T.I., like,
Cash Millionaire pretty much is the ones that around that era.
yeah, because you know you had your No Limit and you had your Cash Money. Of course, I went the Cash Money route because I think they're more raw and they have more talent overall.
I love those photoshopped fucking album covers.
Fuck, with all those fucking bling bling diamond, and then in this corner, and then you have a big ass tire on this corner. And
It's like they got their Uncle George in this fucking Windows 98 computer and they just Photoshop.
man,
Those album covers look like they were made in like 5
Hey,
minutes.
yo, listen, I seen a special probably back in maybe 2002, and it was about the guys who did the covers.
Oh, wow.
It was,
No shit.
They did all the No Limit. They did all of the Cash Money. If you notice, they all the covers look alike.
Yeah.
And it was two white dudes, I think, and they had a whole business doing the whole album covers.
We gotta get a hold of them.
Stereotyping like a motherfucker.
If anybody
You know,
knows them, please comment on that. Please put a comment and say who you
they
know.
like diamonds. Let's put some diamonds in there.
You know, and then, you know, the flames, random
Wow,
flames in the
really?
background.
I think I heard him mention bling. Put some bling in there.
Bring a diamond.
It needs more bling.
Yeah.
They didn't do any Outkast covers, did they?
No, they didn't.
But
was
they
a whole
did
different
Snoop
era.
Dogg's album when Snoop Dogg was on
No Limit.
No Limit.
Oh shit.
And that's still
Really?
the tackiest Snoop Dogg album. And this is coming from a person that saw the Doggy Style album cover.
Yeah.
Classic, man. That's
The
classic
fucking
shit
No
right
Limit
there,
album
man.
covers way more tackier than that.
I was
Yeah.
living in Compton when that shit came out, and that's all I heard in the streets, man.
Oh man,
That's
and
all I heard is fucking Snoop Dogg.
you know what? I lied to you guys. I lied.
No way.
The first album, now that we mentioned Dr. Dre and Snoop, I was in 7th grade. The first album that I actually got, The Chronic 2001.
Ooh, okay. Nice.
So that was the first album that I listened to through and through, and I remember the first time hearing the next episode. I think I shit my drawers, man.
The Run DMC Christmas song.
Was that your first?
Yes.
Really?
Yes. Okay, so my sister, shout out to Loopy, I love you, and my brother lived in the house, and my brother was more like an acid rock, punk rock, and I got that from them. He was listening to Black Flag and the Tubes and Van Halen, and my sister was listening to Run DMC, LL Cool J, NWA. But the first song that I heard all the way through on my own, stealing her shit, the Run DMC Christmas song.
Wow.
Man.
For me, I still remember the 4 or 5 albums that my brother had in his little tagging bag where he had all his markers and shit, all his spray can tips and shit, you know.
I was that guy.
And it's these albums that I would listen to over and over and over and over, and there were tapes. It was Paid in Full, Eric B. and Rakim.
It's a fucking bad album.
It was Gotta Be Tough, MC Shady, Dana Dane, Salt and Pepper.
Wow.
Okay.
Push it.
Yeah. It's with the push it, and my mic sound nice, check one. My mic sound
Ooh,
nice,
that's
check
a
two. My
classic,
mic
dude.
sound
That's
nice,
nice.
check
Hell
three.
yeah.
Right
That's
about
the
now, in the
shit.
place to be, dude.
Wow.
That those are the albums that I would listen to over and over and over and over, and that was my introduction to old school early hip hop. You know,
Okay.
that's how, and then it just funneled down into, you know, yeah, we all grew up on punk and shit, but on the hip hop side of things, sorry, my voice is jacked up, man. On the hip hop side of things, and just for the sake of being like diverse and whatnot, when it came to music, it just naturally funneled into NWA, you know, MC Breed, EPMD, the Ghetto Boys, Too Short,
And
you
there
know?
was great radio stations back then that was playing.
Oh yeah,
all that-
KDAY, bro.
KDAY.
The AM version.
Hell yeah.
The AM
Wait,
version.
listen. Speaking of radio,
1580.
do y'all remember Theo?
We were just
Oh, yeah,
talking
yeah.
about
But do you remember his drops where DJ Quick did one,
Yeah.
Ice Cube did
Yep,
another?
Yeah.
Y'all
That's
Y'all
a
did
classic.
it. 92.3 the beat.
Y'all listening to Theo 92.3.
Hello, ladies.
I still remember going to Mexico and bringing over a Fat Boys CD, or I'm sorry, tape, the bootleg from Pacific, and thinking I was bringing these guys new shit, and they just started laughing, dude. They're like, "What the fuck is that?" You know, in Spanish. ¿Qué chingados es esa chingadera?
the Fat
Chalino.
Boys are back.
Dick from the Orderlies, Dick.
Disorderlies, dude.
Orderlies. Damn.
Nah, my
You
second
guys stop
tape,
illin'. You're gonna hurt each other.
my first
Be ill.
my first legit cassette actually was a fucking Naughty by Nature, dude.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had
Hey.
the single.
You down with OPP?
Hey,
Yep.
I
You down
saw,
with OPP?
Yep.
I
Were you
saw
down with
them.
OPP?
I
I
saw
was
them.
down with taking a shit.
I
On
saw.
other people's potties.
I saw Naughty by Nature live last year at the Queen Mary, you know, All Star
They flew
freestyle.
through the airport.
Dude,
That's-
they
did.
I'll tell you this right now. They fucking tore it up, man.
Yeah, and they still
tore
are doing
up,
it. They
dude.
still look the same,
Yeah.
too.
Dude, Belle
Yeah.
Biv DeVoe was there too.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, dude,
You
they
know what?
fucking kicked ass, man.
Trench by Naughty by Nature is a fucking great actor. He's
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah.
He came out.
Jason's lyric. Remember that?
He came out in Oz, the TV show, the HBO show about the prisons,
Yeah, yeah.
as a prisoner that fucking killed a bunch of people
Yeah.
and then bragged about it.
Speaking of OPP,
You down
this
with
is
poopery?
called poopery.
You down with
You
poopery?
spray that before you go to the toilet. Spray.
Hey, you can't.
Yeah, that shit's pretty potent, too. That's
Fuck yeah, dude, that thing's fucking gonna knock me out already, dude. You can't forget about Public Enemy, bro.
Yeah.
You know, can't trust
Chuck
it.
D.
Yeah. And
Okay.
see, and then it goes back to what we were talking about earlier. You got the beats, but you got that East Coast, you know, style of composing lyrics.
Yeah.
Chuck D was fucking, you know, masterful. Like
For
that.
some okay, now Public Enemy, and I'll probably get shit from this from our listeners, but Public Enemy was a group that brought the middle western kids, the white kids, into hip hop. That's the group that started it all, because if you go to a Public Enemy show back then, there was nothing but fucking white kids.
Well,
And they were stage diving to fucking.
But Beastie Boys had a hand in that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the
Beastie Boys, yeah.
NWA, too.
Yeah.
Fucking
Jesus
Chris,
Christ, dude.
You dropped everything,
Fuck.
Dick.
I thought I was bad, Dick. I dropped fucking everything, Dick.
And that's an expensive mic you're dropping there, Dick. Mic drop you don't want, Dick.
Okay.
Expensive phone, expensive mic.
You should have been a producer because
You
you
know-
used to drop shit.
You know what? You know,
He's known to make the dream. No, he's known to make the beat drop.
the mic drop.
What up, Jay Dilla? Making that beat right there, J.E.
Before you drop and you get pooped on, poopery is the way to go.
Poopery.
We
This
need a sponsor.
podcast is sponsored
Sponsor.
by Poopery.
Hooray.
We are looking for sponsors now.
Hey, but
Poopery,
yeah,
if you're
you-
out there.
Hit us
can't-
up.
If you got to take a shit, this is it.
Are you fucking serious?
Yeah.
I got that at
Okay.
an airport.
Hey,
as a
And
gift
if
for the wife.
anybody that works at Poopery and who's executive, email us at laclica.gmail.com.
Wait, time out. So you spray? What the fuck is this?
It's a spray. It's just a spray that
Yeah.
covers your shit smell, dude.
And it does it pretty well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You spray this in the toilet before you shit or after
No,
you
no,
shit?
you just spray it around you. Like where I work, when I take a shit in the toilet there, that way my fucking, it's courtesy. It's a courtesy fucking spray, dude.
Yeah, just like if
You
you
ever
mixed out
smell
the
it at
courtesy, if you mixed out the courtesy flush,
If you would have had a bottle of poopery,
you'd have been
they
all
would
right.
not smell that stuff, dude.
Yeah.
Poopery.
I done some
Available
shit-
at your local airport. Man, we're taking a break.
Okay, there we go. All right, so we had a talk about the blurred lines. We talking about sampling and stuff, and we started talking about the blurred line stuff with Robin Thicke and Pharrell and T.I. and we kind of we was talking about it, thinking about it being somebody from hip hop and understanding sampling and stuff like that. To me, that was not a lawsuit. That shouldn't have happened. It's not a direct sample. It doesn't. To me, it doesn't sound exactly the same. There's still different elements that made it different. There's still elements that made it different. It is not like I could see if they went in and they took the and if they sampled his voice or something, or even redid his even re-recorded the same lyrics. That's another thing. But it's a whole nother song. It was totally different for me. It wasn't a direct sample.
I think what the misconception of that song was that he's singing in the same key as Marvin Gaye, and he
always
same,
sing that.
Yeah, he say. You see what Robin Thicke, his father used to take him to R&B shows. He was a big R&B fan, and Robin Thicke's father was Alan Thicke, and Alan Thicke had star power back then when Robin Thicke was young, and he got him backstage in all these great R&B concerts and stuff, and he became very influenced by the sound, and he made it his own. Robin Thicke is a very accomplished classical guitar player.
Really?
That song, "I'm Lost Without You," the guitar parts, Robin Thicke's fucking playing the guitar on that.
I like that song actually.
Yeah, he's very. And for them to say that when Pharrell Williams did that song, it's just that he's a very talented singer and he can hit those notes, and I think that. I could see them. I could see what the argument was about. I could see what the lawsuit was about. But I don't see it.
But you got to look at the way that the actual other people seen it. Because the first time I heard that song, I knew that's what it was.
Yeah,
I caught it right away. I told my wife, I'm like, oh shit.
There's too many
that's that one.
similarities.
And right away I knew it was. But then I seen the big time, the behind the scenes and everything started happening. It started actually flourishing, talking about he sampled it or he used it. But it made sense.
My first,
I knew. I mean, it's like 99% there. They had an argument because they really didn't sample it. They interpolated it, but they're not really interpolation because interpolation is the actual direct sample and they play it over with their own
It
instruments.
still wasn't no interpolation. It was just
It was
like
something
inspired
else.
by.
Yeah, it was inspired. And they
You know what,
admitted it.
'cause
They got inspired.
when
by
that album dropped, when the evolution of Robin Thicke dropped, we bought that album and I played the fuck out of that album. It was great. When that song came out, I thought it was a nod to Marvin Gaye. I mean,
I thought it was.
it was just like, hey,
I think it was
this
playing
is my.
homage.
This
I
is
think they're playing homage.
yeah,
to him, honestly.
they're playing homage to it. Yeah, I think that that it was just a nod to Marvin Gaye, like a tribute, not a blatant ripoff.
not
because
enough
they
to get
had the
$7
same-
million for. That's pretty fucked up.
You know what though? The only good thing about that song, to be honest with you, was a fucking video, dude.
Oh, the topless version.
Yeah, dude. Those were great titties. Dude.
Yeah.
Those were fucking great titties.
All
man.
the titties on there were great.
Yeah.
Like
And,
honestly,
and he just found her somewhere. That girl, he just found her like wandering around
Emily
some hotel.
Radajau, whatever her last name is, but
Dude,
I looked her up. That's why I know her name.
I mean, not that anybody gives a shit, but
Two shits.
I thought that that live performance on TV that he did, I think it was at the MTV Awards or the American Music or whatever the hell it was.
Was Miley Cyrus with him?
Yeah.
Okay.
When he came out looking like fucking Beetlejuice and, had that fucking chick singing with him, that was like bad PR, dude. Like, it just didn't look good on him.
It was a hot fucking mess.
Yeah.
I'm
It
gonna give
was
a
a fucking
shout
hot
out.
mess,
I'm
yeah.
gonna give a shout out to those titties, dude.
Please shout
out
them
to those titties,
I think there were 3 sets of titties,
dude.
and there's a black set of titties and 2 white set of titties, and then they all look great.
They're all fucking nice. That's the way all titties should look,
Yeah, most definitely.
even on nasty bitches, dude.
Speaking of titties, we were talking at work about hot 90s women, And they're like, hey, who's hot? And they're like, yeah, the cast of Friends, the female cast of Friends.
That shit changed like a motherfucker.
Well, hold on. I'm getting back to the music. And I said,
no. I'm talking about the way we look at women now. That
Yeah.
shit changed.
Oh yeah.
and I said, and they said, you know, like all these women, they're naming all these women. And I go, every woman in a George Michael video. That's what I'm saying.
That freedom.
The freedom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is that? Cindy Crawford, Naomi Campbell, and a couple other bitches. That's all it is.
For me, it was every woman on Three's Company.
Suzanne Summers.
Suzanne
Oh,
Summers.
dude, those are just,
Fucking Chrissy. Janet. Yes,
Even-
cousin Cindy.
Even Mr. Furley's wife was fine.
Hey man, hey wait, the bitches on Meryl's
Roper.
place.
Melrose
Man, the bitches on Meryl's place are pretty hot. There's a couple of hotties on Meryl's
Hell
place.
yeah. Shit, I wanted to swim in that bitch.
Who else? Yeah, I think, man, and you look at the difference between music videos back in the 90s versus now.
oh yeah, dude.
Even the hip hop music video, look at Rump Shaker. Every female was skinny, you know, barely had ass, had that weird ass bathing suit that came up high with the strapless ones
Yeah.
and floral
some,
print.
some weird fluorescent color.
Yeah, like lime green, look like highlighter.
You know, it made that popular, right?
And now you could pause it.
Borat.
Now you could pause it. Now you could pause the music video and see butthole.
Literally
Yeah.
butthole and coochie lips.
Yeah.
But see, back then the videos actually went with the song.
Yeah.
You know, like you heard the song and they actually seen the video and you seen the visual of it.
I actually miss Tawny Katane in videos.
Tawny Katane, she was in that Whitesnake video, isn't she?
Yeah.
She was all over those two Jaguars.
Yeah.
Here I go again on my own.
Yeah, I seen that shit not too long ago, man.
Dude, that's
Going down that lonely road I never known.
that's David Coverdale.
I was a big video person like Chris. I used to actually sit down and watch Yo MTV Raps and Rhapsody and record all of my videos, and I still have those tapes. Nobody recorded over them.
The Jose Sin Censura, is that it? The Jose?
Sin Censura.
Yeah.
the Mexican
That's
Jerry
Censura.
Springer.
I love that shit.
Yeah.
I didn't even know what the fuck they were saying,
Hey,
but I
remember-
loved
Hey,
it.
Fabian
remember
came
Fabian
out-
when Fabian came out of that?
Fabian came
No
out of that
way. Hey,
You don't
didn't,
lie.
hey,
No.
didn't fucking Josie come on in that shit
Yeah,
too?
but that was a real one.
The homie came
Hosie's
out.
was real.
The homie
Oh, he came on in Christina, right?
Yeah.
wait,
Hosie's
but-
was
God.
Hey,
real.
Buscando Amor?
Yeah.
Oh shit!
That shit was. I used to like that shit too. 'Cause I could have sworn when I watched that I could see a nipple slip every now and again.
Oh yeah, dude. Oh yeah.
Like they be in the
Yep.
jacuzzi with see-through shirts on. I'm like, what the fuck is this? I'm watching this.
See, before even
like-
even that, we had A La Cama con Porcel.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like, I'm a
shit.
That was
Hey.
this is 70s, dude.
Hey.
This is pre Benny Hill. Actually, man.
Remember when that guy went on the freeway and he had this big old banner that said something about HMOs and then he shot himself?
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
93.
And I remember they played it once on like American news.
Yeah, it censored it.
And then on Channel 34 and 52, that was like
They
the
showed-
highlight reel.
They kept showing it
Over and over.
The
again.
actual him blowing his brains
Yeah.
out because
Yeah.
you know American news they
Yeah.
cut the camera.
They didn't
real
give
quick.
a fuck
no.
in Mexico, man.
Because like
Mexican channel didn't give.
like live
show
TV,
everything.
live TV isn't live. They have a 5-second delay
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because of that.
because of that.
Because of that motherfucker.
Oh, that's
right
what
there.
started. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so, but no, fucking Mexican news. That's like what they really fucking believe in. That
And
what
they
bleeds,
get- hey,
what
they're-
bleeds leads.
Well,
you know?
Mexicans, we're like, why you zooming out? Zoom in.
Yeah.
I want to know why I'm delayed on the freeway.
I want to see that shit.
Well, that's going back to our Face of the Deaf days, dude.
I
Yeah.
used to love Faces of
Yeah.
Death.
Hey, you
I
remember?
used to look at those videos when I was a kid.
You remember
Am I
Banned from
fucked up?
TV?
Yeah.
Banned from TV. Yep. Like, am I
Yeah.
fucked up for watching this? Being 10 years old watching this and like,
I remember seeing
Who
that.
did that to you, man?
who
remember-
made you like that?
I think it was on Faces of Death, like 2, where they showed you Homeboy on the electric chair and shit.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Or
fucking
the
gnarly.
cracking the fucking the monkey's brains.
Oh, yeah.
Eating it?
No,
that
hey,
shit,
the
man.
drawn and quartered,
Yeah. Oh.
the fucking horse, dude. Damn,
Yeah,
dude,
dude.
that was
Now
fucking.
that shit-
We used to
Now
watch.
that
We used to
shit's
watch.
no-
This, what?
That's just normal now.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
so crazy. It's just normal. It's normal
Back
now.
then,
That's
it
just
was
a
taboo.
Facebook
Yeah.
post
Hey, yo,
now.
listen.
Yeah.
Well,
Face of Deaf is PG-13 now.
Yeah.
you know, and he cut back to like ass, right? So I remember being younger, not even a kid really, just being a teenager. And I remember being online or whatever, and social media. You'll see every now and again. You'll see a chick, Okay, now it's the norm to see a chick twerking or shaking her ass somewhere. Like
with no ass.
With no ass, a lot of ass, no draws, whatever. I don't know how it became like now I can scroll through my Instagram and seeing some chick half naked and I just keep scrolling. Mm-hmm. But if you rewind 10 years ago, even 10 years ago, you stop like, oh shit, got a chick half naked on here.
Exactly. Yep.
Okay, so
I think Baby Got Back was the breakthrough video. That fucked everything.
me and Joel here, we used to spend fucking hours and hours on a website called steakandcheese.com.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And fucking this was like the goriest fucking shit. Right, and we had there was this video. It was like Asian video, and it was called "I Bet You Can't See This All the Way Through." You remember that video?
Oh my god!
Oh, please tell me about it.
Okay, it was called "I Bet You Can't See This All the Way." You remember that video? You saw it too. I showed it.
No, I couldn't watch it.
And okay,
disgusting.
it was I guess it was like a clip of a fucking porno, and it was this couple, and they started out by like I don't know, were they kissing or something? I don't know what
I don't remember, dude.
It was super.
I don't remember that.
It was super fucked up, and the guy was on top of the girl, and the girl was sticking his finger in his mouth, and they started throwing up on each other. We were fucking screaming like, oh no! And the fucking girl had a big snot bubble on her face, and the guy got up there. Like he lunged forward and sucked the snot bubble out of the nose, and then we fucking turned it off. We
couldn't finish it.
We couldn't see it all the way through it. And then I tried showing it to fucking Bagho over here like 2 days later.
I was like, nah.
And we couldn't finish it.
I couldn't remember the one you wanted to. Well, was it you that showed me the guy shitting, the girl eating the guy's shit?
No, it wasn't me. It wasn't me.
That was the one that I'm like,
Shaggy.
no way.
It wasn't me.
All right, so
that was nasty, man. That was some shit that I literally.
So
shit I couldn't see.
yeah, getting back to fucking music here.
Yes.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Sorry for the shit talk.
God damn.
That's some shit right there.
You know what?
Let's
This is the signature thing of this podcast is we go off the fucking rails.
yeah.
So go out there and find yourself some poopery.
That's what started it.
It was the poopery.
Yeah. Blame the poopery.
That right there.
But you don't smell the toilet now?
You don't?
No, and I'm pretty sure you need some really maximum industrial strength.
Oh, okay.
But it still smells like shit. Hey, but remember the dog was farting last week?
Oh my god.
I should have brought this out, dude, so you can test it out.
So we were having a meeting about, like social media and all that other stuff that, going forward and how we're going to take this. And the fucking dog wouldn't stop farting.
Buck?
No,
No,
the
Maggie.
new one.
Oh, it's a young pup.
Baby farts, man.
I swallowed that fart.
My mouth was open.
That was no, she was right here. And she farted, and I just.
Like if you stuck your head up a cow's ass, it would smell better than those farts.
It was like fucking dog helium, dude.
Yeah, it was. It was nasty, man.
Oh man.
So back to music.
We're not gonna get back to it now.
We're not gonna get back to it. We're done.
Okay,
We're
let's
done
talk
with
about.
music.
No, I got one point. I brought it up earlier, like for a split second, and then just got shitted on. But remember the Baby Got Back video turned a lot of things around. There was a big controversy, and nowadays that's normal. See, back then videos were able. They told a story of the song.
Right.
You used to be able to visualize it when you heard it, and then when you heard this, when you seen the video, it was like, oh shit.
It matched.
And I missed that.
Yeah.
I missed that in videos, and I used to be a big video fucking. I used to love watching videos. That was my thing.
You had like Hype Williams who would put together some dope visuals that actually matched the tone of the song.
Yes.
That don't happen no more. It's just that it's just
Nah.
It's a few dudes out here who's directing these videos, but it's the same shit. Just a lot of random shit that just
God damn. Thank you, Chris.
I'm just like snorting shit where you're like, yeah, they're just making the video and all yours.
white baby.
But yeah, man, like I missed.
So don't do it.
I missed that.
as he's pouring the white powder on this.
So yeah, I missed that. I really missed that in videos, man. I wish I could see that again, but there's not even MTV anymore, man.
Nah, nothing.
MTV is not MTV anymore.
Yeah, don't play music videos, which
It
is weird.
sucks.
I'm like Robert De Niro's wife in Casino. She's like, you shouldn't be doing this. You shouldn't be doing this. He's snorting coke in front of his daughter.
So yeah, man, that's what I wanted to say, man. That I really missed that part of hip hop and the part of the videos. Cause like I said, I was a huge video person. I love watching videos, and I can't watch them anymore. I think around the 2003 or 4 era, that was it.
Yeah, because it didn't match anymore. Like, even you think about love songs or R&B songs, it'd be the dude in the rain singing with his shirt half off, tearing his shirt, singing about some love, and now everybody just want to fucking stick my thumb up your ass and shit like that.
Yeah.
My favorite R&B video of all fucking time is Orange Juice Jones.
In the rain.
I saw you walking in the rain.
Yes, I sampled that.
And it matched.
Yes. Every
video
little
matched.
piece of it.
Hey, I love his rant at the end. Alley cat coat wearing. He went off. And that nigga was mad.
He told her off.
Man.
He told her off. Like straight. Don't go
I
nowhere.
missed you so much. I followed you today.
Yeah.
Being me is like cornflakes without the milk.
And I love how they showed her all disheveled at the end of the video. She's wearing like some fucking torn up sweater with holes in it.
Yep. Yeah, and that was what videos were meant to be.
Yeah.
They were a message to a visual to everybody. And cause remember, everybody knows how the MTV story is. Like they were to promote music. Everybody.
They were to promote
music.
the albums.
Exactly. They used to make the music, and then they thought about the video to go with it, so they could sell more albums because it was a visual thing. I mean, Thriller. When Michael Jackson came out, Thriller, that video fucking blew his ass up.
You know what?
Man.
I remember.
Okay, wait. What year were you born?
76.
Oh, yeah. So you remember 83.
So I remember that. I remember them hyping it up on Channel 4.
It was huge.
And they were just like, for weeks, they were talking about the new Thriller video.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like a fucking it was a 45-minute montage before the video started.
Yeah, like a behind the scenes.
It was a movie.
Yeah, it was a movie. And then they showed the video, and the video was like 27 minutes.
Yeah.
Because it had like fucking Michael Jackson on a date, and all this sort of shit.
It was a little mini movie.
And it was actually
he was
with
in the movie.
girl.
He was actually in the theater watching the actual video.
Yeah.
And that came out, and that was genius. That was the reason I used to like videos.
Yeah. Even Smooth Criminal. You
Exactly.
fast forward it
Yes.
to Smooth Criminal.
Yes.
It had the theme.
Yep.
He had the whole Moonwalker. I had that VHS, matter of fact. Me and my sister watched it every day. But it was the whole story of how things were put together. He ended up in his nightclub where he wasn't supposed to be, and it had the 30s theme.
It was very Casablanca.
Yeah, and it just went. Everything just went together.
Now, what is it now?
It's no more cohesiveness.
There's no budget for videos anymore.
You know what?
So you just
I
got a
blame
guy with a video camera.
It's
a bunch of
Robin
girls.
Thicke's titties.
There it is.
I like that though.
You know where
We need more titty videos.
I could pinpoint the exact moment when that all changed, and that was Puff Daddy and Biggie Smalls.
Okay.
I liked all that fucking music, but it was like an advertisement for Versace, like a commercial. I mean, they were just like always name dropping shit, and I'm like, dude, come on,
He was on. He was like in the yacht.
Yeah. And then the
It became glam.
with
Bentley.
Crystal and the fucking Gucci shoes, and
Yeah.
I hate to say, but you're actually kind of right.
Yeah.
I know I'm right.
If I was a
I'm
rapper,
Chris. Of course I'm right.
if I was a rapper, my fucking video straight up be a porno, dude.
Yeah,
Like
literally.
casting couch.
It is.
Yeah.
All
Like casting couch.
videos.
I like Casting Couch too. Matter of fact, and Glory Hole. Shouts out to Glory Hole and Casting Couches. I love.
Okay,
those.
so there's a movie out there. It's called Sucking and Jiving. Okay, and it was a running joke between me and my girl, and I didn't watch it, but it is a music video.
Yeah.
And in the music video, they're rapping, and they're fucking girls.
That's tight.
Yeah,
So they owe me royalties now.
yeah. That was your idea. So yeah,
From back when I was 10 years old, dick.
back when you hit puberty.
It'd be in here. In the rain. It's a fucking.
I saw you fucking him in the motherfucking rain.
You know what's crazy is that the last album I made with my group, I sampled that song, The Rain. And I remember the reason I sampled it because I actually heard it when I was in 7th grade, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then, this is going to sound crazy, man, but it's the whole hip-hop shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
When I heard it the first time, I said, I really like that. I want to do something with that shit one day. And that's the song I sampled 3 years ago. On the
For
album.
State of the Union.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it was called the Rain. and they actually started. We changed it to Never Be the Same. But ever since I heard it, I seriously said I'm gonna do something with that song, and it fucking blew up. I sampled it. I actually played it over. I actually got on the keyboard and I played everything over. Every little instrument. I programmed the whole thing.
Let it out, dude.
Sorry.
He's trying to hide it.
Yeah, I sampled the whole thing. I played it over, and then I got my brother-in-law to go into the studio and play the whole bass line over.
Oh wow, okay.
And man, that song, it got a lot of hits. Chris heard it.
Yeah.
They really liked it. So that song, man, that you guys are talking about is fucking crazy. That came up, but the reason I like that song is because it was a Def Jam hit. It was actually a rap label. Russell Simmons picked him up, and it was the first R&B singer that he brought up, and that song actually made it big.
It did, yeah.
I have mad respect for Russell Simmons. He was a very forward thinker when it came to music.
Visionary, like for real.
He named Run DMC.
Yes, Run.
Yeah, he named Run DMC,
Yes.
and he was just a forward thinker when it came to the genre, and he saw like where like other producers and other record labels saw the future being the new album. He saw their third album and how it was gonna sound and where they were gonna take it,
He brought him to
and the energy. He was just like 4 moves ahead of everybody else, and he was just like a little bit above his time.
It was like the Quincy Jones of his genre.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Big time,
absolutely.
And it's funny because every now and every few, every decade or so, there's always that one person, whether it be like Berry Gordy, and in fact, the Quincy Joneses, and these people who musically, forward thinkers. They think beyond, they think bigger, and because right now I think everybody's just stuck in the zone.
Yeah.
I feel like we're in the dark ages right now.
Yeah.
We need to break out of this shit.
They need a hip hop renaissance, man.
Yeah.
Even crazy fucks like Phil Spector. I mean,
No, Phil Spector, he was a genius.
yeah, he's a fucking genius.
People with I think people with that much of a mind on one thing, they can't function normally. I think that's what it is. I mean, they're so like left, they can't be right. They're just, their mind is just stuck on this thing, their art, their passion, their whatever it is, and that's what makes Phil Spector a genius.
I consider Dr. Dre the modern Quincy Jones.
If I had to say my favorite producer, this may be super cliche, but
It's Rick Carrillo.
You can't forget about Rick Rubin either.
Yeah.
Rick Rubin.
I would say it's a mix between Teddy Riley and the Neptunes. Like for me, the Neptunes was everything. Growing up, like listen to their music and how they put together the sounds and chord progressions and mixing and mashing different genres together. A lot of their shit, even their spacey sounding shit was just dope to me. It was just different, and I love people who go different. Like Teddy Riley created his own sound, the New Jack Swing sound. That was all Teddy Riley.
Even the Neptunes group, the Nerd.
NERD was man.
In Search of that
album, probably one of my favorite albums.
That nothing fucking sounded like that, and it was like half fucking whatever the fuck it was.
Like kind of like electronica meets hip hop meets
rock,
alternative.
Yeah. That was a turn where everything started changing in hip hop.
Yeah.
That's when the super producers started coming out. You had Swiss Beats at the same time when they started coming out.
Yeah.
They changed a lot in Timbaland. It's funny that they all used the same thing, which was the ASR 10, which I mentioned earlier. That machine right there made you make different. I mean, your music sounded different. It's like, I don't know, in guitars. I don't know if there's a guitar out there.
No.
Is there something that...
There's nothing that sounds like it.
Is there something that makes you think, okay, he used that, and that's the reason it was the hit?
Yeah, like we could say like bands like guitar players like The Edge from U2. He definitely has a signature sound. He uses a delay effect on his Stratocaster.
Oh, okay.
Coming out of the amp that he uses, and that gives him his signature sound. So you could listen to any song, even if you haven't heard it before, you know automatically it's a U2 song.
Okay. And it's the same way in hip hop. It's every hip hop producer has a sound.
Yeah.
DJ Premier has a sound.
Yeah. Pharrell Williams has a
Pharrell
sound.
has a sound. Timbaland has a sound. Everybody has to have a signature sound.
I honestly think Timbaland, and now don't kick my ass, but I think Timbaland never worked with anybody.
I don't think. Yeah, he was his own thing.
You know what he?
No. What I mean by that is that Missy Elliott, Aaliyah was gone too soon, but he didn't work with nobody. You know what I'm saying? Probably Justin Timberlake's probably the only person that he worked with that came out to be like superstar status. Yeah. But everybody else was just like kind of like underground, but not like almost big.
Well, you know, he had a lot of features though. You know, like okay, he produced a lot of shit on like Jay-Z's albums and Busta Rhymes albums. So it's just like that producer that, you know, as far as like his own shit, as far as what was it? Not Beat Club. It was something else that Timbaland was over. But his own in-house stuff. Aaliyah did pass away too soon. And then, you know, Missy had her hits or whatever, and then you had like a girl named Nicole Ray that he worked with, and it's a handful of people that he worked with as far as like being Bubba Sparks, like being his people. But you know, he was featured on a lot of shit though. Like
he was the go-to producer.
He was the go-to guy.
Yeah.
But you know who don't get enough credit? DJ Quick.
Ooh.
Quick don't get enough credit.
Yeah.
Quick is
true.
And he's a genius, man.
Man, DJ Quick is so fucking hard, man.
I have a heart.
Hashtag DJ Quick.
He's got some shit, man.
He's
got some fucking licks, dude.
and he's really smart when it comes to producing too. You know what I mean? Like he adds all kind of jazzy shit to it. Like his not interludes. His okay, so he has something called every album he has is like a melody. I think they call it like but every album he has something. He had one for
I like a bridge.
No, it was actually a separate track on each album.
Oh, a little interlude.
It was an interlude.
Yeah, he did it on the first album.
Yeah, and then
he had little interlude between each song.
Yeah, and then he'll name them, and then he'll have like 1, 2, 3, and he had one for Roger Troutman when he passed. When he did this shit live at the Source Awards, when MC8 was sitting in the audience dissing him, and he's actually rapping this shit to him on stage. Yeah, that was some baller ass shit right there.
And the thing with DJ Quick is that he was actually a DJ.
Yeah.
So the thing, a lot of producers.
But he wasn't that quick. I mean, I saw his set. He actually took his time to craft his beats.
A lot of hip hop. A lot of hip hop producers, the main ones, like they were DJs. They know what people like, and a lot of hip hop
Dr. Dre was a DJ.
Exactly. Case in point.
Case in point, Dr. Dre.
And see, and one thing that a lot of people don't know, and maybe they do, but if you notice, Dr. Dre, every guy he came out with, the first hit song always had their name on it. That was his thing, because he said, "I'm gonna introduce an artist. My name is Doc." And even when Snoop Dogg came out, Snoop Doggy Dogg. So he knows what to do, and that's the whole
the
DJ
introduction.
thing. Exactly. Every guy he breaks out, his first song has to do with that rapper. And he that's the genius behind him. And he's a DJ. He knows what people are gonna hear. It's like every DJ in hip hop back then. You know, the first thing in hip hop was the DJ. Before rappers, there was the DJ.
Then came the MC to hype the crowd.
The DJ knew what he was playing. He played the songs for the crowd to hear, right? He knew exactly how to control everybody. So as a Dr. Dre, as a DJ, he actually said, "I'm going to bring out my people because I know exactly what people are going to hear. And I know what they're going to like." So, see, that's the genius behind Dr. Dre. A lot of people don't know, man.
Yeah.
He knows exactly how to market people.
Not only that, he has one of the greatest eyes for untapped talent.
Yes.
Eminem Fine was probably one of the best find somebody could ever find.
Well, Eminem was the shit before he found. I remember him.
Eminem's
Eminem was a genius. That fool fucked everybody up.
Now, I don't think anybody does it better than Eminem. I know I'm gonna get a lot of shit for saying that, but nobody does it better than Eminem.
I agree. Man.
His freestyles, his choice of music, and all that shit. His comedy. Nobody does better than Eminem.
Yeah,
But Dr. Dre's best find was Snoop Dogg.
Okay, the most impactful.
Yeah.
But
on the deep cover song.
Hey, let me tell you something. To me, nothing is more epic than that Marshall Mathers LP. Like the second one. Like there's not many hip hop albums I can listen to front to back. That's one of them. Like I can listen to every fucking track from the Kill You track to the Kim track. It had comedy mixed with everything.
Lethargic shit.
Yeah, it was a journey, man. It took you through the whole him.
Yeah.
It was him.
The Slim Shady album was great, though.
It was.
I bought it like 3 times because it always got stolen.
Yeah, it was some good shit.
But Joe, like Parappa the Rapper, dick.
You see, with me, is rapping to me is it's awesome. It's too many things. I mean, for me, it's metaphors. I'm a metaphor person. I love fucking metaphors. That's the genius, and that's the MC style in the backpackers there. I love metaphors.
Yeah.
To fucking make
It's
something
it makes it poetic.
visual, to make words
Yeah.
and make them visual, and actually make you rewind that shit a couple of times to find out what the fuck did he say.
And storytelling, that's storytelling
And
aspect.
then when he's even a
Stan shit.
genius when he actually tells a story.
The best story is Stan. Like the
Yes.
Stan song was
Yes.
a damn good story.
And I respect what you're saying. I mean, I understand. You know, I get it. A lot of people, some people,
That's
I know
cup of
people,
tea.
I know people don't like. So I know some people that don't like him, and I hey, to each his own. Me personally, he is one of the top MCs to me. MC meaning lyrically, he could put words together that nobody did.
I
man.
think the only person that
and a lot of it has to do with drugs.
Yeah,
You know?
probably high as hell when he was doing it, but he.
and that album right there, at that moment, he saved. I think that was the last. Actually, no, I'm sorry, because then you got Chino XL. You had Cannabis. You had a lot of people out there that are doing some amazing shit, but Eminem, man, is something else. Like, I can't even. I can never go into that type of mentality.
Yeah,
He fucked me up when I first heard him. I was going through a lot of shit in
that
my life.
fucking.
At that
You remember I
moment.
was talking about that Jay-Z song that he did with
Yes.
the Renegade.
Renegade. He killed
Yeah.
it.
He
killed
fucking
it.
he murdered fucking Jay-Z
Hey,
on that track.
Exhibit that "Don't Approach Me" song by Exhibit on the Exhibit's Restless album. He
Yes.
ripped that too. Like he,
He's
You don't put
genius.
Eminem on your album because he's
No.
gonna fuck you up.
just give him the fucking song.
He's on
Yeah.
his own. He's in his own shit, man.
Because
He's-
Wait. Recently, there was a Nicki Minaj song, "Roman's Revenge,"
okay,
and Eminem ripped that.
yeah.
And he made Nicki Minaj had to do another verse
Yeah.
because he's like,
He said, yeah.
and he did another verse after that.
Yes.
You know?
Yes. It's-
there's a 60 minutes segment on Eminem, and he talks about his drug abuse and his recovery of all that.
He need to
And-
go back to drugs again. He's
But-
putting out some good shit.
Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
he needs to get hooked
And
on
he's coming out with a
oxygen.
new album, actually. You guys heard that whole new album?
Yeah,
Okay,
but
so-
it may not be as good. I feel like the drugged up Eminem is probably the better.
Yeah.
I keep dropping that shit. Okay, so shut up.
Damn, dude.
My bad, dude. I'm sorry. I'm a little drunk.
Fucking.
Okay, he was talking about how he has all his rhymes in a fucking box, like a fucking hoarder, and he writes really tiny, so he can have save space on paper. And I'm pretty sure that's an old habit back when he was fucking nobody, trying to be an inspired rapper. And he was like saying, "There's nothing that." He gets mad at people saying that there's nothing that rhymes with orange.
Oh yeah, I remember that here. That said that.
And then he goes on rhyming orange like crazy. He's like, it's not how you say orange, it's how you enunciate it. And he said something to the effect of, and I'm fucking paraphrasing here. He's like, I went out into my orange 4-inch door hinge, and he starts rhyming orange, and I'm like, wow, that's crazy.
I mean, even
the genius behind that.
for Rakim and KRS-One to say he's a shit,
Means
that
a lot.
Catapults you right there to the
Yeah,
top, man.
because those are fucking heavyweights,
Yes, I mean, I can't compare it to other genres who would actually say something like that.
Well, tapping on like metaphors and stuff like that. There's a newer guy. I was watching this freestyle today. It was on Funk Flex or whatever, and his name is I think it's Loaded Lux, and Loaded Lux did like a 7-minute freestyle, and I was just blown away.
Wow.
Like, whenever anybody get a chance, I think it's recent. Probably happened like maybe 3 weeks ago. Look that shit up on YouTube. Dude name is Loaded Lux, and he went the fuck in. He was kind of charismatic with it too, and man,
Jarvis, have you heard Jarvis? That motherfucker's crazy
no,
too, man. If you guys get a chance, I posted it on Facebook, man, on my
Okay.
shit. That motherfucker is like, he's the shit.
and there's a guy named Fred the Godson or something like that.
There's a lot of things I haven't seen lately.
But most of
Yeah.
these cats are from New York though.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
There's a lot of things out there that a lot of people like me. No, I have been to where I went to a whole different realm with rap. Like I stopped listening to rap for a long time, and I started listening to more funk. So therefore, I went back.
I
to the
love
roots.
funk, man. Like
I went back to the roots of hip hop,
That-
like the actual samples, and I went back to that era where I started digging more into the jazz shit.
yeah, me whenever hip hop, if I get not tired, but if I need to resort to something else, funk is the first thing I go to.
Yes.
So I'll put out some Ohio players, or I'll do some, something real funky. You know what I mean? Some Confunction. You know, and
Do you remember that Sinbad Summer Jam of the 70s?
man, he would have different ones, but it was all in the 90s. He had all these people, Gap Band performing live, and
In Jamaica. Do you remember
in
us
Jamaica and
I
Aruba.
remember
Yeah.
Aruba,
Yeah, I love watching those.
And I went to that round.
And there's a lot of them. There's a lot of cuties in the audience too.
Like a lot of music collection is actually more of funk and jazz than
Yeah.
rap. Like in the 90s, I had a lot of CDs. I bought a lot. I had by album records, but a lot of CDs because I started driving at that moment. So I started going out to the streets, and I couldn't bring my records, so I bought CDs. So I started bringing my shit. So I started buying more and more CDs. But after that, I started buying more records, and more of the records I bought was a lot of funk and jazz shit. And then I started listening to all that shit, and then I really gravitated towards that even more than hip hop. But it was cool because it took me to a different era.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, and it all ties together though. Still,
Yes.
you know,
Blueprint.
It's the blueprint. You know, because I listen to Earth, Wind and Fire like it ain't no tomorrow. But you know, listen to that. You know, it's just early '90s hip hop, especially West Coast. We funky with it. You know,
Oh yeah, that's where it came from.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we murdered that.
we found that, and we held on to it, and we changed the game with our sampling techniques.
Yeah, and it's actually the New York got inspired through all that because around the late 90s is when they started gravitating towards that funk because of Dr. Dre.
And G-Funk and all that.
Yeah, the
like,
G-Funk started influencing a lot of the East Coast.
That's this one like when they sampled Juicy Fruit.
Yes.
You know, they did all that. And that was definitely inspired by the West Coast.
Yes. And then it's not only that, but also the actual drum beat. It went from it started doing that a lot.
Yeah.
And then Biggie, a lot of his music started sounding like that. De La Soul started sounding like that. Tribe Called Quest started sounding like that. And a lot of it came from being influenced, and they admitted it too. They say, you know, we got a lot of influence from Dr. Dre shit. You know, because when the Chronic dropped, everybody started sounding like that shit after a while.
Yeah, and it's funny. You know, the only people who actually kept their own thing was the South.
Yes. Yeah.
The South always kept their own vibe.
Oh yeah.
You know, the Outkast and stuff. Like when everybody was doing funk and hip hop, Outkast was still doing Outkast.
Yeah.
You know, but you know, it's even still though. It still has some funky shit.
Yeah.
That Crumbling Herb song, remember that?
Yeah.
That was funky. That's like a West Coast feel to me.
I gotta say something about Andre 3000. He's a very, very talented person, very talented producer. But that Jimi Hendrix movie was the worst fucking movie I've ever.
Yeah, I think I seen the trailer for it.
Okay. The trailer got me hooked because he embodied Jimi
He
Hendrix.
kind of looked like him too.
He looked like him and he talked like him and he was amazing in it. But how the fuck can you make a Jimi Hendrix biopic and not play one fucking Jimi Hendrix song through the whole movie?
Oh, really?
There's not one Jimi Hendrix song in the old movie. The songs of him playing live and performing, he played Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Heart Club Band because the story behind Jimi Hendrix was that Sgt. Pepper's album barely dropped. And that was like a groundbreaking album when it came out. Nothing sounded like it. Everything was crazy. Paul McCartney was influenced by the Beach Boys' Pet Sounds. And he wanted an album to be fucking out there. So they just released it like that day or that week. And then Jimi Hendrix was the fucking hottest shit out there. Like nobody could touch Jimi Hendrix on guitar. And the blues and everything. So when he came out with a concert. Paul McCartney and John Lennon were in the audience. Paul McCartney, John Lennon, George Harrison.
Yeah, okay.
So they fucking backstage. They learned to play Sgt. Pepper and played it for them at the concert, and I thought that was fucking dope. Wow. And that's the only fucking song that they have footage in the movie of them playing.
Right.
I wonder why they didn't play any.
But it's called. I don't know.
Maybe licensing, right? Maybe the license was in there.
It should have been.
How the fuck
should have been?
Yeah. How the fuck can you make a biopic about somebody and not play their music?
What is the best biopic? I'm trying to think. Like, what was the best biopic?
Straight Outta Compton was pretty fucking good.
Straight Outta Compton was good. La Bamba was good.
Oh, La Bamba was good.
I like La Bamba, man.
La Bamba was
La Bamba
excellent.
good.
Richie. Oh yeah, that was that part. And then like the little music playing in the back. I'm like, oh shit.
Sleepwalk.
So what's out there? So my question is like underground punk. Is there underground hip hop out there?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but I don't even. It's weird because it's not really 100% underground anymore. Because people from underground are starting to become noticed and being seen. So now they're just. Oh, I don't know how to put it, but
Now, were you old enough to be a part or know about Project Blow?
no.
That
No,
was
the underground.
That was the underground at its finest.
You had Freestyle Fellowship.
Yeah,
You know, ACLU.
What year was this, roughly?
2000s.
Yeah,
About-
late 90s, 2000.
Okay.
Yeah,
Because before that was A Good Life.
yeah.
And that
My ass was probably somewhere listening to Busta Rhymes or something.
Well, yeah, he was around that time.
Watching the Power Rangers eating cereal. and shit,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. It was
about-
around that time, man. That was the underground scene in LA.
What about bands like Rage Against the Machine,
Yep.
Limp Bizkit,
Okay, so
all that crossover,
Lit-
mix and match stuff.
let me tell you about that. Now, I fell in love with that shit. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I remember Limp Bizkit, Korn, all them dudes. Like, I really fell in love with that music around that time. Cause I was living in Vegas, and there's a lot of white boys around there too. So, that's all they played, and that's all I listened to. Linkin Park, all of that shit. I loved it. Like, man, you can tell me shit. I brought a red hat like Fred Durst. I thought I was a black red Fred Durst. You know what I mean? And it's just like it's to me. I know that genre's kind of gone from for the most part, but they really found like Red Hot Chili Peppers. I love the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Mm-hmm.
You can't tell me shit about the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Wait.
Let me
somebody-
try.
I love Red Hot Chili Peppers, man.
But
Like,
see, it crossed over because it started going from the rap to the rock, right?
But you know
those
what?
guys were around.
It
at
was
that time.
always- it
So
was
it-
al-
you gravitated toward me too. I gravitated towards it because of that.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't a huge fan of theirs, but I noticed how hip hop and all these shows like Public Enemy, Anthrax was with them,
Mm-hmm.
right? So they kind of merged hip hop.
Cypress Hill
together.
too.
Cypress Hill.
So they merged that culture because they were on the same label.
Aerosmith and
Label
Run
gave
DMC.
it a try. The labels gave it a
Yep.
try. See, they were scared at first. They were like, "Shit, you got these metal guys, then you got these hip hop cats. Let's give it a try." And it worked. Because Public Enemy was like, "Holy shit, how the fuck are we gonna perform with these cats?" And they sung their song. So the labels were like, "Fuck, we got something here."
Yeah.
After that, that's when Fred Durst and
Man,
Korn
they-
and all these guys came out
I mean,
because
It started way before that, though. I mean, you look at the Beastie Boys.
Oh yeah.
It's a
yeah.
good
Yeah, Beastie
example.
Boys had
Yeah,
a
that's
lot of rock
always-
element.
Joe was saying, what was it?
Aerosmith and Run
Aerosmith,
DMC.
Run DMC.
Yeah.
That's what I remember first.
But
yeah,
see,
but
it
Beastie
wasn't a
Boys
scene.
came out
But see,
first.
it wasn't a scene though. See, that was a try that they tried it and it worked, right? But the scene with that whole Korn and Limp Bizkit, it was it started manding it, and it became for a while like the thing.
It died out
I-
fast though.
it died
If you
out
look at the
fast. It
time
did.
scale, it died out fast. Like
Yeah.
from 97
Yes.
to maybe
99.
literally like maybe 2001 if you want to push it.
Yeah.
But it didn't last that long, and that's a short
And,
lifespan.
and you know what? That's kind of crazy how something like that happens, yet you still have a song like No Sleep Till Brooklyn, and it's timeless.
Yeah,
You know?
that's what I was trying to get at with the Beastie
Rick
Boys.
Rubin, man. Rick Rubin.
Yeah,
a
Rick
genius,
Rubin.
man.
Rick Rubin's
tried
Because
it out.
yeah,
that motherfucker's a genius.
Yeah.
Yeah.
who played guitar on No Sleep for Brooklyn?
Fucking Kerry King, bro.
What band is he playing?
Fucking Slayer.
Who got you into Slayer?
Hey,
So all that shit happened before. I understand that, like I was saying, like
It was
happened.
it was a
happened, but
it
it didn't become a scene though. They tried out and they made it fucking hit. Hip hop and rock was already in there.
because if you listen to Korn's first album, it is more hip hop
Oh yeah.
than fucking Cypress Hill's Black Sunday.
Oh yeah.
oh, dude, even if you listen to that song "Freak on a Leash,"
Yeah, but
that's
you know what?
very Cypress Hill,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
Now that's true, and that I guess that was intentional. And now Korn was like the Nirvana of that scene. They brought out all that fucking the rap rock. Because it had that vibe. It had that vibe. It had that very hip hop. Even the song structure and the composition had a very hip hop, strong hip hop vibe.
So who's responsible for ICP?
Who's responsible for getting Joel into Slayer is what I want to know.
No, like Insane Clown Posse.
You know
Where-
what?
where
When
are
I think-
they,
When I
Nick?
think of them
Honestly.
cats, I think about WWF. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Juggalos.
You know what? To this
Insane
day,
Clown Posse, they're a fucking novelty.
Yeah.
now to this day, I've never heard an Insane Clown Posse
Yeah.
song. Not because I think they're a joke or anything. I just never heard one.
I'm with you on that one. Like, I know Eminem had some
They
shit
have-
with him back in the day.
They have one of the craziest fucking followings though out of
They
everybody.
do.
Dude. Fuck, it's nuts.
Crazy.
They're very,
Tattoos,
it's
fucking
very violent.
gathering
violent,
of juggalos, dude. That's
very
fucking
violent
crazy,
following.
man.
I'll tell you, when it comes to composition and flow and, putting the right verses with the right beats and the
It's
right
Eminem,
measures.
right, Joe?
Yeah. No. In the genre that we're talking about, I don't know. Me personally, Fred Durst is like fucking the shit when it comes to that. I mean, you hear him fucking rapping with Method Man,
Yeah.
and just the way they're going back and
And
forth
he's keeping
flowing.
up.
Yeah. And Method Man is like fucking,
Yeah.
fast,
he's
and
on
Durst is right on his
But
tail.
why is Durst fucking hated so much, dude?
That's
I
the
don't
quick
know.
question.
That's
Yeah,
that's
I don't-
right. I understand.
I don't know, but
You remember
Yeah.
when we saw them at Sun or Sanitarium? You
Tell
took-
me they didn't fucking steal the show.
No, okay. He took me. I have a thing about Metallica, and he took me kicking and fucking screaming to that Summer Sanitarium show. And it was Metallica, it was Limp Bizkit, it was Linkin Park, and it was some other. And Snot was no, Snot was
no.
around. The guitarist for Snot was playing in Linkin Park. And in Limp Bizkit. And now when Limp Bizkit hit the stage, now you got all these fucking Metallica fans. Metallica fans are fucking crazy because they're beer drinking, fucking American flag waving, titty flashing fucking guys.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know,
Flappy titty.
flappy,
flappy,
Yeah,
long
flappy
titty.
titty.
Coors Light drinking motherfuckers.
Yeah.
You know?
Their titties drop like you drop
fuck
shit,
it.
big.
Yeah,
two tennis balls and a pair of socks.
yeah.
A bag of nickels and two socks.
So when Limp Bizkit hit the stage at that show, the boos were so fucking loud, you couldn't hear the fucking band.
But what happened?
What happened is they fucking turned them around because during the third song, everybody was singing "It's All About the He Said, She Said" bullshit in my fucking line, Joe.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they
Everybody at
Really?
the fucking Memorial Coliseum.
yeah, at the Coliseum, and he was fucking, and then he played Sanitarium, and then everybody's fucking, they went ape
fucking-
shit.
They fucking tore it up.
That's
dude.
the
Really?
fucking
It's
day
crazy.
that I had the utmost respect for Fred Durst.
Yeah.
Now, if you go on to like WatchMojo.com or Looper, how they have those top 10 lists,
Yeah.
and he's considered in all those across the fucking board of all those fucking lists, he's considered one of the biggest douchebags of rock and the most hated, the most talentless. Now, to get signed, to get famous, to get to that level, you gotta be extraordinary. Even if your album doesn't fucking sell, for an A&R person to fucking catch you and pick you up like that, you gotta be fucking amazing. For someone to come attention. And then you got like fucking bunch of people that are working really hard to make sure your music's a success. So when you hear like, oh, I don't like Dramarama because that fucking song sucks, and there's a lot that went by there, and a lot of people had faith in them. So when Limp Bizkit came out, they came out of nowhere, and their fucking live shows were fucking legendary.
Yeah. I mean, I remember that.
and
I
for-
remember that on MTV. They
and-
always played that shit.
Yeah, and what I see when it comes to like bands like Limp Bizkit, I see the hypocrisy in people. Just because they're a great band, it's not around anymore, the genre.
Yeah, it is.
You know?
It was, like I said, it was a thing that happened at that moment, man.
It was just a dying art. I
It
mean,
was-
it was like Big Bag Voodoo Daddy and that whole swing fucking movement
Yeah.
back in the 90s.
Yeah, the early
That's
late
why, like
90s.
when this whole
Zoot riot ass.
this whole fucking Prophets of Rage shit came out. It's like, really, dude.
Exactly,
The
like I
music,
was saying,
the music
man.
business has been there and done that. You know.
You know what? I heard that song "Unfuck the World" and I thought it was a really great song. And I went on Spotify and I was really excited that it came out because it's a winning combination. You have Be Real, you have what's his name from Public Enemy?
Yeah,
Chuck D.
Chuck D.
Chuck D.
Yeah.
You had the Cypress Hills
Cypress
fucking
Hill, yeah, be real.
yeah, and then you had Rage Against the Machine. That's a home run right there.
Yeah.
Just having those people in a room before they play music, it's a fucking home run. And the album was not good. It was not good at all. I mean, it was just like I felt embarrassed for them.
Well,
It
some
just
bands don't match like that, dude.
They don't.
It's one of those
Yeah.
fucking. There's too many good ingredients.
It's just, it's just I
Disaster.
Like
get-
mixing pig feet and
Yeah.
peanut butter
I,
and jelly.
honestly, I never got into it. I never really got into
Hey,
it.
and I get what you're saying. You're absolutely right. You got a bunch of fucking heavy hitters, but
It's a fucking super group, is what it is.
there was nothing special about it.
It's nothing at all. And you know what? Audio Slave was a better band.
See, I could do Rage, I could do Soundgarden, I can't do Audio Slave.
I know.
You know what? I couldn't.
Can't.
I was like that for a while, and then I started listening to the music, and it's just fucking great.
Can I ask you guys something? I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, go ahead, brother.
But
Go ahead.
You guys are talking about all this. One thing I did notice in around 2099 era, and this is what bugged me out.
Okay.
And it's sort of weird, but
Landon finally did the Schneeberg.
That is so fucking weird, yo.
what did you guys think as
Hold on, I
as
gotta get a
a
picture of this.
no,
Instagram.
no evidence. Dick.
as you guys came in the metal scene, you guys came in the punk scene and all that, right?
How the fuck you get used to this shit?
You don't.
My eyes are watering.
Um,
It smells great though.
Like clears up your sinuses.
You know what else smells great? Tylenol 3. So, Tylenol 3 smells awesome.
I'm a little late on the.
I want to get your views, both of you, as
Okay.
far as like this whole thing that started happening around that time. I tripped out on it, but because I wasn't ready for it, and eventually I started kind of accepting it. But what you guys think when you guys first started seeing DJs up on stage with the metal bands?
I thought.
Oh,
it was-
like with the Limp Bizkit,
Yes.
because they had a DJ.
Yeah, like what happened there? Like it threw me off.
I liked it because I remember one of our friends before Rick, he wanted to see their band have a DJ in it. And I always thought that was that's kind of a weird fucking combo. But then Incubus came out, and I'm like, oh, it actually fucking fits in real well, dude. I liked it. I don't know about you guys, but
I didn't notice it like that. I didn't notice it to where I put some thought into it. I saw it as like, oh, he has a DJ. Oh, that's cool. Hey, that actually works. I mean, it wasn't like DJ metal. No, it wasn't anything like that. It was just like, oh, they have a DJ. That's cool. Like Incubus was one of the first mainstream groups to have a DJ, and the way they incorporated their music with the DJ, and the scratching was more like a percussion. Then it was like Slipknot was another big one. Now Slipknot was a little more heavy on the heavy side, and I'm like, well, this is interesting. I mean, you got a band like Slipknot, and they're coming out with their new album, and there's 9 guys in that band.
Wu-Tang?
Yeah, they're the Wu-Tang.
The White Wu-Tang.
They're literally the Wu-Tang Clan of metal, and they had they have the multi percussionist.
Really?
They have DJs. They have 2 guitarists. They have bass player, and it works to a point where like you don't even notice they're there. That it contributes to the sound.
It does, because even like touching on like the Limp Bizkit with the Nookie song, right? You hear the and that's like the back. It's like the background for the and then even with he had the NPC on stage, and they hit the little pad.
I was just gonna say that. I was just gonna say that it was not only just the turntables, it was the whole experience of a DJ, of a hip hop act. He had the MPC, he had the records he was spinning, and he had the laptop. I mean, it was everything that was there, and it was contributing to like a second instrument.
Well, the nice thing about having them too, in between songs, you're not dying of boredom, or the singer doesn't have to sit, stand up there and talk like a little intermission. They actually play some music.
I thought the band, for me, I thought it served its purpose in whatever band, whatever band had a DJ in it, served its purpose for that band. But I think the one that really gave it justice was Linkin Park. I think they do. Me personally, I think they made the best use, or showcased the best use of a DJ for that style of music.
I think even like when you're talking about bands like Rage Against the Machine, I think Linkin Park was a little bit more hip hop influenced than all those bands, and that's why the use was more like it worked more in that band than it would Limp Bizkit or Slipknot.
Like you listen to songs like what is it?
The whole album of Hybrid Theory.
Hybrid Theory is fucking
Yeah, I mean it's all
phenomenal. The second one was what's the name of the second one?
That is the second one. Hybrid Theory.
Right. Oh, what was it? Oh, Meteora is the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah, Meteora is the first. Yeah, Hybrid Theory. Yes, I agree. It was very, very hip hop.
From the first song. I mean, even the construction of the chords of the guitars was a very hip hop, approach to it.
That song that I was talking about right now, "Somewhere I Belong," just the beginning. I mean, they come up with some really cool shit like that.
You guys remember seeing them at the Whiskey?
Who?
Linkin Park?
Yeah,
Really?
but they were
saw
under
them at the Summer Sanitarium.
no, but they
just
were
that one time.
They were under the name Hybrid Theory.
Really?
They used to play with Two Hit Creeper.
Then we have seen them.
Yeah, we've seen them.
Yeah.
And we didn't know who they were.
Hey, did you ever get to see Chester when he was at the airport at all?
I
You ever see-
probably did, but I probably walked the other way.
Because the reason I asked you guys that is that when I seen that scene kicking in, it reminded me a lot of Miles Davis when he tried out hip hop, because that's when he started going into that realm where, like, you know what, he's one of those guys that never played his old shit.
Yeah, he was always going forward. He was the Howard.
Forward pushing.
Yes.
Very,
So
very.
when I looked at that whole DJ thing, it's like I almost envisioned Miles Davis bringing in his freaking trumpet to play a hip hop beat with the hip hop cats.
Yeah, I mean, Miles Davis was a guy that pioneered bebop.
Yeah, so that's the reason. He
electric
started
jazz,
a lot of. So I look at the merge behind that from that, because you got the most influential music in the 90s, in the hip hop era,
Yeah.
and that's when Miles Davis back in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, all of a sudden he transformed into like the hip hop part, and that's when he died. He actually left the world trying out something new. And it was amazing how, like, I started looking at Chester. He tried out something new. He brought in the from Linkin Park. It's how he died. He kind of brought that scene in with the hip hop and rock, and all of a sudden he left that legacy, and everybody started doing that.
I don't
like
think
you said that he started it. He was one of the ones that Linkin Park was one of those that started that whole DJ thing. And then
they weren't the ones that started it. It was in music already, but they're the ones that made it work
Yes.
better.
Yeah, they're the ones that I thought made better use of it than anybody, and it stands out in their music. Limp Bizkit too, but
I think
it was more in your face, and it served its purpose a whole lot better because of the style that Linkin Park wrote and composed music.
Yeah, because it was an instrument in the song instead of being and we have a DJ.
Yeah,
And
there
that's the
you
way
go.
I seen. That's the way I seen.
exactly what
That's
I'm
the way I
talking about.
compared Miles Davis. See, people used to sample trumpets. They used to sample trumpets from old, the old school cats. They used to bring records from, Blue Note Records, Impulse Records, and CTI. And then when Miles Davis came in the scene, he actually made hip hop with his actual instrument,
Yeah.
similar to what DJs brought into the rock.
Yeah.
They actually brought their instruments, and then you started hearing it, as opposed to, I know this guy that plays this shit. So that's the kind of comparison I made when I started seeing that scene kicking in. I'm like, damn, this is crazy how this is happening. I embraced it. I liked it. I kind of embraced it.
I like to reach a little further back. I think I don't think it was the Limp Bizkit. I don't think it was the Linkin Park. I think it was the Red Hot Chili Peppers. They should start like in the early '90s with the hip hop and the rock mixture together.
Well, you know what? Like I said, hip hop and rock started with the Beastie Boys. It started with Rick Rubin sampling guitar riffs.
Yeah, it was really heavily influenced. But then they walked this way, the Run DMC stuff, and but to me, when it was really used as like a front man, and they're mixing like the live instruments with because Anthony Kiedis, he was trying to spit, like, although it was kind of weird and it was different, it was, but they made funk and rock.
Funk punk. That's
Yeah,
what they
funk
were
punk.
called.
Funk punk, yeah. And they worked with George Clinton.
Yeah, George
when
Clinton did the
But
same thing.
there was already bands out there that were established that had that sound, like Fishbone.
What do you guys think about Sublime?
Sublime's great.
Fucking phenomenal.
They didn't get to.
band.
It sucks because they didn't get to have the success that they could have.
Yeah.
I knew
They
this as
would have
somebody.
had.
It had to be somebody from Long Beach to talk about Sublime.
Yeah, but I think it was Sublime, and
what made Sublime great is that with all that music that was coming out ska, and then fucking you hit fucking Sublime. Sublime came out of nowhere, and it was like NWA meets reggae, meets rock, meets punk rock.
And there were artists like the No Doubt too. Like they had that same like little reggae tone in their
ska.
music. Yeah, the ska. And
I think Bradley Noel was fucking a magician when it came to that fucking style of music, and
his voice.
I think he perfected it.
Yeah.
I think everything that he brought to it, I would say he's the king of that fucking genre of music.
Because no, there was no other genre. There's nobody else sound like that. There was like bands like the Dirty Heads. There was bands like Long Beach Dub All Stars, and fucking Sublime with Rome. The one thing that was missing out of all those fucking groups was Bradley, and Bradley was so fucking hood. He wasn't even white. He was something else. That guy was fucking hood. He was like fucking Eazy-E.
He was like the Eminem.
Oh, fucking reggae. No,
The Eminem of reggae.
yeah, he was the Eminem of reggae. Because he would talk about like, oh, one more secret lover that I shot dead. Like fucking lyrics like that made it separate from other artists.
It's real talk, street fucking talk.
Straight ghetto. Like that song of April 21st, 1992. Yep.
And all that shit is not some fabricated bullshit. It's all real fucking talk from the street. Growing up in the hood.
Nothing's more ghetto than a white guy from Long Beach.
And that's
they went to Jordan High School.
exactly.
With Snoop.
Right.
By the projects.
Hung out the Crips and the Blood.
Yeah.
Like
when
the
they were-
All Stars are playing tomorrow.
When Jesse James cheated on Sandra Bullock with that chick with the tattoos and the Nazi hat. I would tell everybody, I go, he's a white guy that lives in North Long. They grew up in North Long Beach. What the fuck did you expect from him?
Yeah.
It's right there. It's dead in stone.
Yeah.
And if you're in town tomorrow, Long Beach Dub All Stars will be playing at the Veterans Day Parade.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Nice.
I just saw that earlier today. I'm like, oh shit.
I heard that was one of the nastiest breakups ever.
It's Long Beach, dick. What do you expect?
Yeah.
Everything
I'm
everything other than a shooting, dick.
Yeah, I'm so glad.
All right, let's wind it down.
I just wanted to say I'm so glad you brought up Bradley Noel, dude, because that dude did it all.
Mm-hmm.
He could float, he could rap, he could fucking sing.
Yeah, his voice. He had a
voice.
really great voice. Yeah.
See,
He
Joel
can-
now lives in Long Beach, so he feels the right that
He-
he could talk about Bradley
He
Noel.
can,
When he moved to Long Beach, you got the Pendleton.
It actually was hanging.
Yeah, I see the LB. I'm like,
It was hanging in his closet as a welcome to Long Beach.
I remember a lot of people in Long Beach used to wear black.
You gotta
hoodies.
now you gotta look like Jesse James
What is it about that?
Black hoodie?
Yes.
I don't know.
with that baseball
You know what
cap
I'm
and the
talking
Pendleton.
Well, I say thanks to Landon for coming down.
Hey, this won't
Yeah,
be the
hell
last
yeah,
time.
dude.
I'm gonna come back. It's fun.
You guys want to
yeah.
rap? You guys want to say something about this whole thing about hip hop? Like, what did it mean to you guys? Because we didn't get into that. Like, what did it mean to you?
We should do a part 2. But no, for me, hip hop is everything. Growing up, that's all I listened to. Of course, you sprinkle R&B, but that's like hand in hand. So, but if it raised a lot of us, and to me, it's inspiring. I can sit back and work out and listen to hip hop. I can try to get creative and get in my zone when it comes to photography or whatever, and listen to hip hop, and it'll, but I just hope that it will exit the dark ages right now, because this shit sucks. I'm not gonna front.
It rides in waves, brother. It'll come back again.
Mm-hmm.
It'll come back full circle, and it'll come back even stronger.
Yeah, and just keep the Kendrick Lamar's and J. Cole's just to keep it interesting, because if it went for them, it'd be some real bullshit out.
Yeah.
You know what I just thought about?
But
So we already have brought in somebody that knows about hip hop. We didn't bring in somebody that knows about country, dude.
and that would not be my black ass.
What do you want to know?
Hey, boy. No, you're right though. I like that you say that it raised you, because it did raise me.
Mm-hmm.
I could have easily been listening to some other shit, but it raised me. I mean, buying the first Run DMC tape.
You know, the thing about like hip hop to me was, it was like, hey, you gotta listen to this. Not like back then where like everybody kept their shit to themselves, dude. Hip hop was always like brought out to everybody. I just never opened it, never opened up to it, dude.
No.
I know for me it was part of my upbringing. You know, I got into music at a very, very early age, and those albums I mentioned earlier, that's pretty much what turned my ear onto that style of hip hop. You know,
I have a question though. What turned your ear on to Slayer?
So yeah, you know, you grew up in the hood. I mean, that's what you're gonna listen to. That's what's circulating in the hood.
Yeah, because I, you know, straight up, you know, North Long Beach and being around different type of Crips and you know, but it ties everybody together. You know, even the nerdiest of the nerds, the hoodest of the hood. Like one thing that we all can have in common is the appreciation for the hip hop and rap.
Yeah, you're just music in general.
Yeah.
You know,
I think it raised me in every form.
Mm-hmm.
I actually was, you know, I started doing graffiti really young.
Mm-hmm.
That was part of the hip hop experience I had also. Not just the music. I started doing graffiti when I was like 13, 14.
Right.
So I embraced it. And right before that, I was listening to the rap already.
Mm-hmm.
I gave a try at the hip hop, you know, b-boying, breakdancing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, tried my hand in DJing. So I that actually raised me. You know, everything I owe to life is hip hop.
Mm.
I grew up in Huntington Park, and my house sat in the middle of two major gangs of that city, and I was between that and my sister and my nephew Tony. It was not forced on me, but it was just blended into my musical palette, and I think that, you know, in me, I'm like really into poetry and poets, and that was just a different expression of poetry to me, and that's what I looked at, not like you looked at the DJ of the beats. I looked at it in the lyrics and how creative, you know, it would be, and how like they could tell stories and rhyme at the same time.
But imagine a world with no hip hop. You know what I mean? It'd be totally different. But see,
You're now listening to the Garth Brooks podcast.
You're listening to Afghanistan radio.
Yeah.
You have any shout outs you want to give out before you go, dude?
you know what? I know my wife's gonna listen to this, so wife and my kids, and at the end of the day, just anybody who appreciates music.
What about you got any Instagram account you want to put out?
Yeah,
he's also a photographer.
Yeah, I'm a photographer,
nice.
and
Thanks for telling us in a 3-hour podcast. That'd be some information we could have used.
you know what?
They were cut out in the beginning. We would have told him in the beginning, so they were like, "Oh, he's a photographer." Fuck.
Yeah.
Get out.
No.
It's like, hello, welcome to. This is Landon. I'm photographer.
I'm a photographer, and and I have dabbled in the music, MPC. But I have MPC Studio, but that's what I was,
That's good.
better than Fruit Loops. But
Way better.
but so my Instagram is at Landon Lambo. It's LANDONLAMBO, and that's but I'm on most.
That's your photography account.
Yeah, it's my photography account. You see my work, and I have more posted up.
What do you like shooting?
Fashion, mostly fashion, and
High fashion.
somewhere in the middle.
Okay.
But yeah, high fashion. Yeah,
You like landscapes?
It's a difference.
Yeah, it is a difference because with high fashion you need a team, and then sometimes I like to get with models and just shoot some shit by myself and keep it real simple, no makeup artist and nothing.
You ever try landscape photography? 'Cause that's what I like.
Yeah,
I like that.
you know what? I have.
There's just too many fucking artists in this room.
The only thing Chris knows how to do is drop shit.
And shit in my pants.
Oh, he's a Picasso, dick.
Spraying all on the walls.
You guys
From the windows to the wall.
You guys hear about that photographer actually shot? He used to put ink on the toilet, right? And then he used to flush it, and it spun in those colors that he made. He took pictures and he exhibited it.
That's dope. I never seen that, but I'm gonna look that up.
Forgot his name. But then he said, I'm gonna go, I think, to Europe because they say the toilet spins the opposite.
Yeah.
So that was his. He probably did it later, but he was
Andy-
talking about it. Yeah.
They clog
Andy
a lot
Warhol
easier.
used to have people pee on fucking litmus paper and fucking have them as paintings.
That's
Yeah,
cool.
I remember
People
that.
pay top dollar for that shit.
Yes.
I'm gonna take the shit on some paper and rub it on the model's face, and we gonna make this shit happen.
That'll be some shit.
Yeah, that would be some shit.
They call your work corn.
Scat.
Eat nothing but corn on the cob for 2 weeks, and then take a shit on Tina Marie's chest.
Oh shit.
So we still have shout outs to do after this. So
Okay.
we're just gonna say our byes and
Well, I'll be back.
Well, man, it was good
you
meeting
gonna
you,
go back to
man.
them?
Yeah, I'm
Oh.
cool.
Go for it.
Don't forget your complimentary zote.
I'm taking that shit.
Smells pretty good too.
Yeah, it's just wrapping it up.
Okay,
It's
so
going
you
on
want to
3
do
hours now.
comments? We got one comment on the new website.
We have 2 comments actually. We haven't give a shout out to.
Okay.
And then also have Dweeb Kid. Just followed us. He says thanks for all the. Damn, we're right.
All right, yeah, we're gonna have some fun.
Thanks again for all you
This
guys
won't be the last time.
doing for everything we're doing for the community. That's what he's saying.
What was it?
And it's the community of.
All right.
All right, let's say goodbye to Landon, people.
All right, brother. Take it easy, man.
All right then, y'all.
Okay, it's,
Cool.
remember his Instagram account is at Landon Lambo.
This will not be the last time I'm here.
Yep.
You know, I look forward to it. This is fun.
I don't know. We
All
want
right,
you
man.
back. And we're back.
We're back. I gotta read the comments to this thing.
Shout out to MC Boulevard.
You
I
know what?
remember you, homie.
He has fans like Insane Clown Posse has fans. Let me tell you,
He has a big following, dude.
because I mean these comments are very heartfelt and genuine. As much comedy as I think this fucking song has, people take this shit seriously,
It's not
bro.
the song. It's a video that we saw, dude. It's not even the song.
Homeboys to my right, hyenas left to let it. What does it say?
Chris is
Left to no. Homeboys to my right,
eat the mic.
hyenas to my left. Feed me.
Or like we said earlier, man, like last podcast, there's an audience for everything.
Yep, exactly.
You know, like this wasn't my type of shit. I didn't tell you that. Maybe I
like-
heard it, but I wasn't grabbing. I didn't go and buy his shit. But there was people that loved this shit back
You know
then.
what? This is the double amputee midget porn of rap right here. It's a very specific genre. It's very
Yeah,
niche.
yeah.
Like MC Boulevard, and they have like the what was the other one?
There was a couple out there.
Milliman Ace, and then
Well, Meloman is it was more. It was different.
Lighter shade of brown.
Lighter Shade of Brown.
Okay, I admit it. I went to go see
Cali
him.
That's also I
Lifestyle.
remember.
I went to go
Spanish
see him at
Fly.
Magic Mountain, man. I went to go see Lighter Shade of Brown up there.
What are those other guys? The ones that sing. Da 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 da.
Oh, that was it had Zen Dog's brother in it.
Meloman Ace.
Delinquent Habits.
Delinquent
Oh,
Habits. There you go. There you go. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was in the same era. I mean, same genre though.
No.
They were more hip hop.
Yeah, they're
more hip-hop.
straight more hip hop.
This MC it's hip hop, but it's just something different, man.
It's like straight like hip hop for
That's
cholos.
just straight up. You know, I'm a crazy fucking vato. I'll see you al
Yeah.
rato. You know that type of shit.
So,
you know?
so it's East LA Soul.
Yeah, because you had Psycho Realm type of shit. They were straight hip hop, Cypress Hill type shit.
You know what? Who the fuck was I arguing with? Somebody was talking shit about Psycho Realm, and I'm like, dude,
How can you do that,
Psycho Realm is brilliant. They used fucking Shakespeare
dude? Psycho
in their
Realm is
fucking
the
first
shit,
album. Dude, that's dope,
Psycho
dude.
Realm, you can't fuck with them, man. They have the biggest following, man.
What's the
Huge,
name of
they're
that? What's the name of that
worldwide.
song? They had part 1, part 2, and part 3 of La Conecta.
La Conecta.
Oh, that fucking song is fucking
Yeah,
brilliant.
dude, that first album was, and back in '95, I believe,
Mm-hmm.
we actually performed with Psycho Realm before
Really?
they made it big, and it was Psycho Realm, it was Tumex, and Slow Pain, and that girl V, the fuck was her name? Something V.
I don't know.
Anyways, yeah, dude, and fucking Psycho Realm was there, dude. Like back when Duke was there, and Sick Jack, and they didn't really they were barely coming out, man.
And you know what? I with all the people that are sounding the same with mumble rap and all that other shit and the fucking trap, Sick Jackin'. I was a fucking really fucking original rapper.
Yeah, dude, his own unique voice, man.
Yeah,
Nobody sounds like that fool.
yeah, and with
And his new shit that came out, man, amazing.
it's
Dope.
the embodiment of everything that was good about rap back in the
Yeah.
days, because no one sounded like anybody.
Yeah.
And that was considered an insult to be like, hey, you're biting that style.
They had to like you like when Shine came out sounding like Biggie.
Yeah.
That was like, whoa, what the
I
fuck
think-
did you do?
I think Slick Rick and Dana Dane are the only ones that had a fucking pass or
Yeah.
that whole thing, because nobody said shit to them.
Nah, they were the shit.
But, they were the only ones that were like kind of similar.
Yeah.
They had a similar style.
All right, so I guess we should move on to shout outs.
Yeah, I got a
It's
couple
a
of
shout out outer. Okay, so
them. Got a couple.
I just looked up. MC Boulevard does not have an Instagram account.
I think
But-
somebody shot MC Boulevard in like 2002 on Pico Boulevard.
No, he's still around. I found a video on him. He was like at the San Fe Springs swap meet or some shit. I don't know how long ago that was, or even was there. but-
That sounds like his crowd.
He
Yeah.
sounds like
Yeah.
a guy that would rap about Zodies.
You know what though? I did find a Boulevard MC. It's a motorcycle club.
Yeah.
So it's a gang.
Shit.
So if you're out there, we're not talking about you guys. You guys are a great group of guys. Don't shoot us.
We're talking about Master of Ceremonies Boulevard, not Motorcycle Club
Los
Boulevard.
Vagos.
Those vatos. But I remember you, homie.
Okay, we have a new Instagram account. It's at La Clika Podcast. Please like and follow and check out the nice pictures that Rick has been so kind enough to share with the world.
Let us know what you think about those.
Leave a comment. We also have our website and then our social media from Facebook as well. Facebook is Podcast One. Facebook
La Clika one.
La Clika One.
Mm-hmm.
With number one.
Yeah,
Actual
the
digit.
number one, the digit. Yeah.
And we're on Twitter too, right?
Yeah, we're on Twitter at La Clika Podcast. We're still not active on it, but we have it.
And if you're listening to this from another source, our website is www.laclica.me.
And we did get some Russian listeners. So
Shout out.
Nice.
I wish we had a way to translate this into Russian. But all I can say is Nasadanya.
No svidaniya. That means goodbye.
Duh.
And thank you for listening to us.
Yes, we really appreciate all your listeners, all your downloads. We appreciate them all. Keep listening. We'll keep working harder. But please, leave us those comments. Tell us what we're doing right. Tell us what we're doing wrong.
And comments lead to shout-outs like Gabriel Gutierrez, 13 days ago. Thanks for the 3 red thumbs up. I think we said this on our last one.
Yeah, and he also wants to be on the podcast. I double dare you to come down.
And also, Darwin, 3 days ago, said, "Hello, Moses. Thanks for partying the Red Sea at LBC." Anybody know who that is?
I think that he was using it as Moses, like, hey, like, we're Moses
Yeah.
and we're partying the Red Sea.
Yeah, I kind of figured it.
Not that I'm, like,
I don't know if he's anybody you guys
any
know.
godlike, like, we're godlike.
It could be
but,
the real
no.
Moses. He probably could have came down and gave us fucking real commandments about podcasting. We're fucking them all up.
He's probably the Moses from MS-13. I don't know. You gotta be more clear on it. Leave another comment, man. Let us know what we were talking about.
Moses is from F-13, Dick?
Yeah, the Moses from F-13. It could be a different kind of 13s, It could be all MS-13. It could be a V-13, or shout out to all those guys from Moses that are named Moses.
See, and, so we have Omar Huerta, one of my homeboys, said, "Dope fucking podcast. Great conversations." Thanks, Omar.
Thank you.
Thank you, Omar.
What's up, Omar?
I'm also going to give him
Thanks, Holmes.
He actually, did you guys see that little bottle I have in the bathroom? The Jack
That
Daniels
shit
soap
is
dispenser?
tight. I
He's
like
the one that
that
gave that to
shit.
me, dude.
Fucking dope.
He makes those. He
What?
has an Etsy account, all kinds of stuff. It's pretty badass, dude.
I want one.
He
Hook
has-
me up.
Yeah, dude.
Let me
fucking-
know. Hit me up.
hit him up.
I want a Schneeberg soap dispenser.
I have to look up his Instagram
I
account.
want
but I'll
one.
put
No,
it out
seriously,
right now.
I really want one.
Also, shout out to Dweeb Kid on Instagram. Just followed us. Going to start listening today. Thanks again for all you guys are doing for the communities. We're doing a lot.
We have a 4K fun run coming up at the end of the month.
Let me try to find Omar's.
What are we gonna
Shout out to Paul for finally following us on Instagram. And Nate and his fucking extra testicle.
Shout out to Eddie Torres, the extra testicle, Nate Sack, Rosado.
And I got one on mine too. Shout out to Social Savages. They said this is dope. And they're actually on another podcast out there. They said this is dope. So yeah, thanks for listening, guys.
Shout out to Bundy, wherever you are.
Shout out to Gandhi and Nelson Mandela for the very, very kind words you sent us. I really appreciate that. And the dope Pope Francis.
And here's
Really?
Omar's Instagram account is bleak_art36.
Okay.
He's a photographer. He makes leather goods. He makes soap dispensers. He's a well-rounded artist. Man, shout out to all of our new listeners too. We've had 200 new listeners in the past few days.
Nice.
Shout out to Hollywood's Barbershop on 4th Street in Long Beach. Shout out to my homeboy Oscar, my barber, and my other barber Eddie, and to Artie and Alex. You guys are the fucking best motherfucking barbers around. See you guys during the week.
Shout out to Ariana Contreras Morales. She loves the shirt, Rick. On the
Morrissey
Facebook.
shirt?
Yeah, on the Facebook.
The one that
post.
Chris should borrow for tomorrow's show.
Now I'm gonna wear a Slayer shirt for tomorrow's show because we wore Slayer shirts. We wore Morrissey shirts at Slayer, and Slayer shirts at Morrissey. You remember that was the deal,
Yeah,
right?
that was the deal, yep.
Shout out to my
shit.
barber. He's actually on Seville, so we call him the barber of Seville.
What the fuck is this barber you guys are speaking of?
I don't fucking know. I mean, he started with it. I just realized I needed a haircut.
Oh, and
Oh.
we'll be talking to Long Beach natives, punksters, Sloka. tomorrow.
You'll be talking to Slogan. I'll be at Morrissey.
Yeah, me, Rick, and Bagho here.
Perfect.
Nice.
All right, guys, we're signing off.
We're like
Suck it easy.
Suck it easy.
Bye.
Hey.